I like professional wrestling. Yeah. Oh, that'll get you murdered at a Hollywood party. You ever say at a Hollywood party? If I'm at a Hollywood party, I'm like, I like professional wrestling. I'll say it, and then I'll just feel a fedora just coming my way to scold me, say the same stuff they always say to us, which is... It's fake. Exactly. It's fake. Every single time. I mean, I'll talk with somebody for 2 hours about politics, the economy. Then I mention I like professional wrestling. They'd be like, Danny, are you aware? Professional wrestling is fake? Yeah. Yeah, I know that man is not actually an undertaker. Thank you so much. But you know what? I was watching TV recently, and I noticed something. Do you know what else is fake on TV? Everything else, so shut up. Oh, it's ridiculous. Professional wrestling's fake. I'm gonna go home and watch The Bachelor. It's beautiful. No, it's not. There's a producer off camera feeding those people drugs. We're all watching lies.
All right, folks, there you go. That was Danny Jaws or Hollis. I don't know how to say it really, but a little comedy bit by him. I thought that was funny. I figured I would play it for you guys. And that does happen. Every time you do say you are a fan of wrestling, someone has to chime in, you know, it's fake, right? Yes, we fucking know it's fake. We're fucking adults. We understand this concept of things on TV not being real. I believe we do understand those. Anyway, folks, how's it going? I am Boxman. This is Wrestling Outlet. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Looks like it's just me again this week. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I forgot I had the pine cones behind my head, but hey, I'm going to look like I got pine cones coming out of my head. I can take these off because I don't need headphones if I'm not playing any more videos that I know of. I have pictures and stuff. I am playing one more video, but it's got no sound to it, so we're good to go on that. But yeah, folks, plenty to get into this week. We got Grand Slam Australia that happened. I'll talk Dynamite. Michelle McCool, obviously, I'll be talking about. Ricky Starks and his new name, definitely be talking about that. And we're going to start off with some good news for once. A lot of times we start off with deaths and other things on this show, but not tonight. Tonight we get to start off with some good stuff, and I like that. So we are going to do that. We're going to kick off this show with like I said, with some good stuff. Haven't really talked too much about the Chris Bey incident. He was in a match in TNA, and I forget what move. I know. Here we go. It was October 27, 2024, when he just a few little while ago when he suffered a pretty fucking bad injury. Actually, from what we knew he was paralyzed. It was in a match with his tag team partner Ace Austin and the Hardys, and he just you know, they did a move, he got a neck injury, and he lied temporarily paralyzed in the ring. But no one's really heard from him since this happened. You know, social media, nothing really got picked up. Well, RVD had said that he was paralyzed, but he's starting to get some feeling back. Now, no one had heard anything until RVD said something. Whatever. Don't know if maybe he was allowed to say that or not. But anyway, there is a video that he posted along with a pretty decent, a pretty lengthy message, which I will read as quick as I can. But he did post a video. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on for you. It's 9 seconds long, but it is a video of him standing up and walking towards the camera. Stands up a little bit gingerly, walks a little gingerly, but this is about as good as a sign as I think anybody could see, is him up and walking. Here you go for 9 seconds. There you go. So, in just from October to now, they told him there was like a 25% chance that he would walk again at most. And there he is, up, standing, walking on his own. That's awesome to see. Will he ever get back in the ring again? That's a question. He might. He might. But it's just good to see him up and walking. I think that's really, really great to see. So, always good to see someone defy the odds. And doctors tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. But again, he did put out a pretty long statement that explains a lot of what happened and a lot of what the doctors did to help him. So here we go. This was actually, he posted this a few days ago on his 29th birthday. And he says, and I quote, "Today I turned 29. Blessed to see it. On October 27, 2024, I suffered a life-altering injury in Detroit at a TNA event while sharing the ring with my partner Ace Austin and some of my idols, the Hardys. This would be the scariest moment of my life as I try to get up to my feet and finish the match, only to realize I couldn't move. I was laid out paralyzed in the middle of the ring. I was ashamed for not being able to finish the match. I was embarrassed and I was scared. Thanks to our incredible ringside doctor and team at TNA, I was rushed to a nearby hospital and quickly underwent a surgery fusing my neck, C6, C7, and a spinal cord fusion, C6 and T1. If it weren't for TNA and their quick reaction to the accident, I may not be here today. They've been so helpful throughout this entire journey. When I woke up the next day, I was overwhelmed with the amount of love around me and the amount of love from the wrestling community. I was devastated with the idea that my lifelong dream, my lifelong dream and 8-year wrestling career was over. I sat there paralyzed from the neck down with no promises of ever walking again. Specifically, I was told it wouldn't be likely with a 10 to 25% chance. I also had no usage of my hands, which is why I didn't post or respond to anything. I spent about a week in the ICU, then 50 days in a spinal cord rehab facility in Detroit doing therapy, 6 days a week for 3 hours a day, sometimes longer. December 28th, I was able to go home. Since I've been home, I've been in therapy, working as hard as I can. I've had an incredible support system. There's so many people I want to thank, but if I can narrow it down to a few, I must thank my family, my TNA family, the dedicated staff in Detroit, my brother Ace Austin, for never leaving my side, and my amazing girlfriend, Brittany Brooks, for being there every single step of the way while I was at my absolute lowest. If you've reached out, donated, bought merch, said a prayer, or did anything, or did any little thing as simple as sharing a thought about me, thank you. I'm eternally grateful for every single one of you. Because of you, even on my hardest days, I've never given up. Because of you, I've lived my dream, and in my opinion, helped inspire others to do the same. There's so much more to the story, and I'll be telling all the details soon. But please allow me time to get there. All right, folks, last paragraph, I swear. Thank you. See me celebrating life and taking steps they said would be unlikely. For 3 weeks, I've been out of my wheelchair learning to walk again. Nothing is impossible. You just have to believe and do the work. I thank God every second. I thank you every second. Will I ever wrestle again? Never say never. I'm just so grateful to be alive. I don't know what my purpose is, but I know there's something meant for me to do. For now, I just hope to continue to heal as my body is still in a lot of pain. It's going to be a long road, but I will not give up. This will be the greatest story ever told. I love you all. Chris Bey. So there you go. There was a lot of explanation in there. Obviously, we know, what the doctors did, what surgery he had, he had both backs, spinal surgery and neck fusion surgery. Wow. Great to see him up walking, though. It really is in such a short time. I mean, October, November, December, January, February, it's 4 months. A lot of people, it takes years to get to where he should be at doing what he's doing. Some people, it never happens at all, but some people, it takes months, years. And, wow, fucking eye is itchy. And here's Chris Bey doing it in, less than 4 months or just right at 4 months. So really great video, really great news, and really happy for Chris Bey. Whether he wrestles again or not, I don't feel that matters. The fact that he will be able to walk, live a normal life, and sure, the guy, sure, when he has a family, he'll definitely be very grateful for the fact that he can walk again, whether he can wrestle or not. So really good to see. Really good to see. But anyway, let's go ahead and rock on a little bit here. Just good to see that. I need a drink after that, folks. Jesus. That was I told you it was a little lengthy, but it wasn't that bad. It was worth the read. It was worth the read. But anyway, let's go ahead and go on to the next thing. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, this isn't something that I'm going to completely really bring up, but well, I am going to bring it up. I'm just not going to stay with it for 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if anyone has seen this girl, Sarah Page. She's been getting a little more coverage lately, but she is, I believe, from the UK, and she cosplays as China, and it's not just a regular cosplay. I mean, she looks just like China. There you go. Let's see. You can see in this picture how much she really does look like China. It's uncanny. No, that's not the right. Here. Nope. There we go. You guys can see that now. She looks just like she is very, very reminiscent of China. I think she's a little shorter than China, but she very much resembles China. Here, I'll share her page actually, and we can here, we'll stop that screen. We'll go to this one, and we can actually check out. She has more pictures. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. She has more pictures of her dressed up like China. Give me 1 second here. I just have so many Facebooks here. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Okay. Here's her page. You can see she's done a lot of pictures dressed up like China. Here's these 6 here. Let me check and see what this is looking like here. I'm just going to go ahead and put the full screen up for you guys. Nah, I guess I can be on there if that's the thing. You see there, very much looks like China. Go again. Very, very great cosplay of China right there. I mean, seriously, you can't get much better than that. So very good. But and another one. But she is a body like, I mean, you see at that last picture I showed you, she was there with Mick Foley. Here's a video. She showed up on Progress Wrestling a little while ago over in the UK. So definitely, though, she looks very much, I mean, you see right here, more pictures, just more stuff she's doing, but she's might be bigger than China. She might be. But here's one here, dressed as China again, cosplaying China, just awesome. But like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but I thought you guys might. I don't know if a lot of people know her. I might just be putting that up there for no reason, but thought y'all might want to see that. So, okay. This is going to be a little, I'm not going to get all political on y'all's ass, but Ryan Satin said something that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds. And I'm wondering if more people are having a hard time with this. So I thought I would bring it up on the show. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here and share this screen. Luckily, it's the only Facebook screen that I have to share now, so I'm not going to mess it up. So you see here, it's a picture of Linda McMahon. I'm just going to make the picture a little bigger here. That's not making the right thing bigger. You see, it's a picture of Linda McMahon when she was at her, not the confirmation, but the hearings, I guess they call them, the briefings, whatever they are. She's being asked questions, and Triple H is behind her. Stephanie is behind her. Shane and his wife were also there. And Ryan Satin jumps in with, John Pollock of Post Wrestling put this picture up and said, Shane McMahon and his wife Marissa seated next to Paul Levesque and Stephanie McMahon for Linda's confirmation hearing. That's what it's called, confirmation hearing. And Ryan Satin jumps in and says, stuff like this is why I've lost interest lately in WWE. It's hard to separate them from politics when so many in the company are not just Trump supporters, but actively involved in helping his mission of hate. All right. So, like I said, I'm seriously wondering how many more fans are thinking this way. When you check Facebook, you scroll down and a lot of people are telling the guy to butch up. And I do agree with that. Listen, people's politics shouldn't get in the way of what you enjoy, especially what you watch on TV, folks. It really shouldn't. I mean, listen, De Niro is completely lefty of what I believe, but goddamn does he have some good movies. Most of Hollywood is that way, but I'm not going to deprive myself of great movies and great things that they do just because their political beliefs are different. And I don't understand how this is. I don't know what mission of hate he's talking about. I really don't. I don't get at all. I think Ryan Satin does need to butch up a little bit there. But, I mean, they were there supporting, Stephanie and Shane were there supporting their mother at the confirmation hearings. So I don't see a big deal with it, really. Obviously, I see nothing wrong with it at all. I thought it was pretty cool to see, Triple H and Stephanie back there, and Shane and his wife. They didn't show very much. Triple H was directly behind her, so like literally right over her left shoulder. Shane's wife was over her right shoulder, so you could literally see Triple H the whole time. And I'm sure everybody saw the clip of him taking the drink of water, and everyone's like, oh, muscle memory almost kicked in. He almost spit it. But, I mean, again, Linda has nothing to do. I don't know if she even has a stake in WWE anymore. I really don't. I don't think she does. I got a feeling when everything was sold over to, when everything was sold to TKO, I doubt she has anything left to do with the company. And, this is, she was asked to do this, to be the Secretary of Education. So I don't see why she would say no. She obviously likes being in politics. She's ran for her own office a few times, unsuccessfully, but that's not the point. So obviously she likes being involved in politics and being involved in this. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure. Let me say, I'm sure a lot of other fans are thinking the same thing. I really, definitely believe that there are plenty of Jesus Christ, my dogs. I do believe there are plenty of fans that probably have this on their mind, which they have every right to. That's not a problem at all. But I feel you should not let anything political judge the way you enjoy something, judge the way you watch TV, judge the way you watch a movie, anything, anything. It should not get in the way of life. I'm sorry. If it does, I hate to be the one to say this, but if you're letting politics get in the way of things you enjoy in your life, you might have the issue more than anyone else. It might be your problem. I don't know. I mean, Smark does not agree with a lot of things I believe in, and I don't believe in a lot of things Smark believes in. So, but we've had many conversations about this, most of them off air. We really don't like to jump into the politics on air. But he's been on the shows where we've gotten very deep in politics, and me and him have always been fine through it. We can argue like that and it doesn't make a difference. So, although I'm not quite sure what's going on with him right now. But anyway, he's got the link if he wants to show up. I don't know. I just really feel, like I said, a lot of Hollywood is on a completely different side than I believe in. And I may not have voted for president this time, but that doesn't matter. But a lot of Hollywood is on the side that I don't really agree with, and I don't give a fuck. Do you think I'm not going to watch fucking Goodfellas because De Niro doesn't like somebody that I don't even give a fuck, really? I mean, it doesn't matter who's fucking president. I get the fuck up. I go to work. I get the fuck up. I take care of my kids. I do what I got to do no matter who's president, no matter what politics anyone believes in. I still got a fucking job to do just like everybody else out there. But I don't know, man. I just... No, there's no movie that I love that I would not watch again because of someone's politics. Just won't do it. Jim Carrey, way out there, and I'll watch it. Shit, I watched The Grinch at Christmas. I love The Grinch. I watched The Mask a couple weeks ago. Great fucking movie. God, I forgot Richard Jeni was in that movie. God bless Richard Jeni. My God, rest in peace, Richard Jeni. My God, forgot he was in that movie completely. But yeah, folks, just listen. I hate to say, but wrestling has become just like politics. It feels like there's a left side and a right side, a WWE side and an AEW side. And if you criticize one thing that one company does, you obviously, you criticize AEW, and why do you hate AEW so much? Oh, you criticize WWE. You hate this. There's no winning anymore, folks. There's just no winning anymore. I'm rambling a little bit on this, but I really do believe if you enjoy something, don't let anything get in the way. Anything get in the way of you enjoying it. Like I said, Goodfellas, A Bronx Tale. You think I'm not going to watch A Bronx Tale because De Niro's? I don't. My political beliefs don't align with somebody's. Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's not the way I work, folks. Maybe I'm older and that's just what it is, but I don't see things that way. You can believe whatever you want to believe. We can get along. We can do whatever. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, the media tells you everyone on the right side is a Nazi, a racist, a this, a that. And it's just not true. And I think everybody's starting to see through it and realizes that it's not fucking true. But here's Smark. Hold on. Headphones I need. I see him. There he is. There he is. You hearing me?
Tuesday?
He's coming on Tuesday, folks. Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There he is, folks. The man, the myth, the legend.
What's up, Visionary Smark? How are you?
Not bad, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good. I don't know if you want to chime in on what I was just talking about or not. You might. I I was just talking about. I'm sure you know all about Linda and her confirmation hearing. I'm sure you saw that, right?
Mm. Hold on, let me ask you a question. And I don't know if you can,
Yeah.
if you remember what she looked like or not. Does she look like fucking Tammy Faye Baker to you?
Oh my God, dude! They caked the makeup on this poor woman. They caked the makeup on her. Here, I'll actually I'll reshare the screen here because I've got the picture. Yeah,
Like the fucking
she looks weird.
Like the fucking episode
She
of The
did.
Simpsons where Homer invents the makeup gun and he shoots it at Marge and she looks like fucking Krusty the Clown.
That's probably exactly what this looked like. But anyway, you know, John Pollock of Post Wrestling posted the picture, and Ryan Satin says, and I quote, and I just read this a minute ago, stuff like this is why I've lost interest lately in WWE. It's really hard to separate them from politics when so many in the company are not just Trump supporters, but actively involved in helping his mission of hate.
I mean, the fact that they probably knowingly covered up a sex offender is a little bit more troubling than who they voted for in November. But hey, you know what?
I would have to agree with you there. I really would have to agree with you there. And yeah, I'm a little surprised they're doing this because she was just recently named in that Ring Boy case, not of being involved, but of having knowledge. I just want to clarify.
She's in the closet, fucking JJ Dillon style, the WrestleMania theme playing in the background.
That's just called cheating.
Dead eye, just staring.
That's just adultery. I mean, we can ask Vince about that one. But
I wish we could. That would be pretty dope. Actually, we just press a button, he just magically shows up.
That would be fun. But as I originally said, you know, it's a little silly. You shouldn't let politics decide what you enjoy. Number one, I don't know. But I also agree that I bet there's a lot more WWE fans thinking that way because a lot of their favorite wrestlers of old and probably of new, whether they know it or not, probably voted Republican. And people, by the way, in the other company, I'll bet they same thing. I'm sure a lot of guys over there voted Republican that you don't even probably know in AEW. So anyway, I mean, seriously, I mentioned Robert De Niro, Jim Carrey. Those are two guys that are completely, you know, not aligned with my belief system when it comes to politics. But my God, would I fucking not watch The Grinch? Would I not watch The Mask? Goodfellas, A Bronx Tale. Would I not watch those movies because I think they're a little fucking wackadoo? No, I will watch because I enjoy fucking movies.
I mean, I do too, but I think that's different than The Grinch. I think fucking movies is an entirely different category of cinema.
I like that Grinch movie. I watch it at Christmas.
That's what you said, fucking movies, you say. Which technically speaking, the beginning of the Jim Carrey's Grinch, it actually, believe it or not, if you don't believe me, go watch it. It starts with a key party.
Yeah, it does. There is a key party. Yeah, when they're
which is fucking wild because it's a Dr. Seuss who actually was kind of he cheated on his wife, but there's a whole other story. But it's a Christmas movie and it starts with group sex, which is just wild.
Well, it wasn't in the beginning. It was when the little girl was interviewing the two ladies that took care of the Grinch. They were telling it, and yes, but 100%, it was a key party they were throwing. Yes, it was. Dude, Disney always throws little things in there for adults, and they always do. Always. If you watch Madagascar, there's a part where one of the lemurs, they're lemurs, right? I believe so. He has a book in his hand. It says "To Serve Man," and it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. That's from a very old episode of Twilight Zone called To Serve Man. One of my favorite episodes. That one, and the other favorite episode of mine is it's something about time. It's got Meredith Burgess in it, Mickey from Rocky, and it's another great episode. But To Serve Man is my favorite episode of Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zones, the black and white.
Mm-hmm. There's one that's called Night of the Meek that I watched. I like watching things every Christmas. It's about a alcoholic who plays a mall Santa. He's home. I don't know if he's straight up homeless or if he's just like kind of vagrant or whatever. But he's playing mall Santa, and they fire him for getting drunk, and he ends up actually he finds a magical bag because it's a Twilight Zone, and he actually does become Santa. So he goes around giving presents to all of his friends and people who actually would enjoy it and appreciate it and shit like that. And that's pretty cool. There's one where it's a guy who's a rich asshole. He gets into a car accident. He can't feel anything from the neck down. So he can't move his legs, can't move his arms, can't speak for some reason. I don't remember why exactly. And almost the entirety of the episode is him just his inner monologue of him just freaking the fuck out because nobody's going to know where he is. And it's going to be able to rescue him. And even if they could, they wouldn't because he's an asshole. It's pretty creepy.
That one, why do I feel like I've seen that before?
It's the original black and white one. So if you've seen the series or most of them, you've probably seen that one.
I've seen most of them. It's not hard to find. It's just a big download.
There's one, I forget what it's called. I think it's 47 maybe or something like that, where it's about a lady who has a premonition about a plane crash. So she hurries up and gets off the plane that she's on because she has a premonition that the plane's going to explode and shit. And everybody's freaking out and treating her like she's a weirdo and everything. And then the plane actually does blow up, which is the beginning of the very first Final Destination. That's what influenced that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that episode, and I've seen the first Final Destination too.
Mm-hmm.
But since we obviously don't want to get into political stuff and we're talking movies, I did watch that. I told you I was excited for that new Mark Wahlberg movie, Flight Risk.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it.
Right on.
Pretty fucking good movie. Honestly, the whole cast is 5 people. It's mostly shot up in a small little puddle jumper airplane, but the movie's pretty action packed, and it's a pretty fucking good movie. And it's got and I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm wondering who is this guy? He looks so familiar. Stephen Topher, Eric from that 70s show.
Okay.
That's who it was. It was Eric from that 70s show. So, he added a little bit of comedy to the movie, which made it pretty good. But Mark Wahlberg was fucking awesome in it. You get to hear Mark Wahlberg do a Southern accent for a little bit in the movie. It was good. I watched that. I don't know. I got on a kick of watching new movies and new things. I watched that. I watched a movie called Homestead. Dark Match is on my list. I got that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be watching Dark Match, that Jericho movie. But I watched a movie the other day called Homestead with Neil McDonough in it. Good movie, too. Neil McDonough and Curry Graham.
Easy.
Curry Graham happened to play Lieutenant Bale in the last season of NYPD Blue. I know I have a problem. My wife tells me I do too. She tells me I have a problem too. I watched that, and I watched that Joe Rogan special from last year. I watched that. That was pretty funny.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard people did not like it.
Well, there was a lot of pro-Trump talk in it. I'll say that. Not really. You know what? It wasn't pro-Trump. Actually, he really fucked with both sides. He fucked with Republicans and Democrats pretty equally, in my opinion, in the show. So that might be why people didn't like it, because there was something for every side to hate.
I forget exactly why it was, but I watched it 10-minute video of just somebody complaining about it, and I don't even know why, because I don't really even care about Joe Rogan all that much. I mean, I kind of feel for him in a small sense, because it's like the guy fucking spends 15, 20 hours a day, or not a day, a week talking. Of course he's gonna say some dumb shit. It's just routine. Like, I spend like 4 hours a week talking, and I say dumb shit routinely.
It actually, see, in the special, he even says, I don't understand why the media takes me seriously. Half the time I'm either fucking drunk or high on air, and they take my fucking ass seriously. And it's like, that's a good fucking point. Usually you are stoned out of your gourd, and they're like, look at what Joe Rogan said. He's like, bitch, I was high. I don't even remember saying that shit. Okay, so he makes the same point. Like, I say a lot of dumb shit. Sometimes I'm just high and I think it's funny, and it's not. And I don't even believe it or mean it. I just want to try to be funny. And next, he's like, some jokes hit, some jokes don't. Some jokes offend either side.
Right.
So, but like I said, I feel like he kind of fucked with both sides of the aisle pretty equally in that special, which is, like I said, everybody had something to hate on both sides of the aisle, so that's probably what it was.
There you go.
More than likely. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I watched anything else that I hadn't seen. I haven't. I got a bunch of stuff in a playlist on my hard drive, but I haven't gone through and watched a lot of it yet. But I did watch those. And that Flight Risk movie was really good. Actually, no, I watched the new Stallone movie called Alarum, Alarum. Awful ending. Horrible ending. And Stallone has just turned into the old guy that runs the group, and everyone else does the work for him. And pretty much all he does is hold the gun and nod to the guys to do the work.
The fucking Steven Seagal at the act.
He's gotten a little. I mean, Stallone's a little older. He's a lot more beat up. So I understand why Stallone is doing what he's doing. But and I watched the new Liam Neeson movie, Absolution. That I liked. That was a good movie. But he always plays the same characters. He's a washed up hitman, or a washed up this, or a washed up that, or he's losing his mind. There's like 3 movies where he's losing his fucking marbles, like his memory. And it's like, my God, find something different for the guy. And that's it. I think that's about all I've watched. I know they got a new Beekeeper movie coming out, and I want to see that with Jason Statham, because that first one was badass.
Okay.
You've never seen The Beekeeper?
No.
They are not just beekeepers. Trust me. The beekeepers are like some secret CIA, NSA agents.
Back to talking about politics, please.
Well, I could tell you did not want to talk politics because you did not stray me away from movies back to the subject. So I'm like, no.
If we're talking about the Beekeeper, I mean, you could fucking tell me all about Doge if you want to. I'm not trying to fuck with this Beekeeper nonsense. I mean, if you like the movie, but that just sounds so like, I'm not going to watch a movie called The Beekeeper, especially if it's an action movie. No.
I thought it was going to be stupid as fuck myself. I prepared myself for dumbness.
It has to be. Like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it, but it has to be fucking. I can't see how it isn't.
No, it's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty cool movie. He is a beekeeper, Jason Statham, but everyone in this whole unit they are called the beekeepers. So they're basically a special forces unit, but he's retired, and his lonely neighbor gets killed. Her daughter just happens to be this badass in the FBI, and he goes kind of rogue and goes after the data mining company that went after the neighbor that kind of took care of him. And I mean, he's just blowing up fucking buildings. He's beating the shit out of people. They're like Delta Force guys, and he's kicking the shit out of 8 or 9 of them. He takes out a whole fucking SWAT team by himself. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Fair enough. Is everybody in this unit like also like beekeepers too, or do they have just like they all have like some kind of suburban identity? They're all beekeepers.
No, they're all beekeepers. Yep, they all are beekeepers in this unit. That's why they are, but called what they are, but they are actual beekeepers. I'm telling you, I prepared myself for stupidity. I'm like, my God, this is going to be some movie where he's a fucking beekeeper and he falls in love with some other beekeeper and they make honey together. Is that what I'm fucking waiting for here? Because that's what I was expecting. But I looked it up
when you say that, because I'm like listening to you give this description to this movie, and it seems like you're watching what is essentially like Hallmark movies for guys. Where it's like the plot is really not important. It's just shit needs to blow up and people need to get punched or shot.
Oh, no. Definitely a plot. He goes after the president who's a woman in this movie. And
lost me there, brother.
And her son. He goes after her son and her. So it's I don't know, man. Like I said, I was expecting horribleness, and then I went to IMDb and I'm like, all right. Says there's a lot of action. Let's see what's going on. I've watched it multiple times since. They're making one more. I'll definitely be watching that. And the other movie I'm waiting for to hit streaming is Novocaine.
Okay. I know nothing of this one.
It's a guy who can't feel pain. I think it's a DC comic or a Marvel. One of them. But he can't feel pain, but he can die. So I think his girlfriend gets kidnapped and he goes after her. And I watched the trailer for it. Check the trailer out for it. I don't want to play it on here and get kicked off, but it looks good. It looks funny. It looks good.
Fair enough.
Yep. Then, of course, I got to wait a while for Ballerina. The John Wick spin-off movie.
Oh, is that what that is?
That'll be good. That'll be good. But Smark,
yes.
Speaking of spin-offs, there was an induction into the a announced induction into the Hall of Fame this week. And it was on ESPN. Triple H joined Michelle McCool. And Michelle McCool will now be inducted into the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame. Oh my, talk about mixed emotions, mixed feelings. Some people pissed, some people happy, some people are saying, who gives a fuck? As I have said before, it is a fake Hall of Fame for a fake sport. Take the fucking ring, take the fucking check, go the fuck home and shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have said this once or twice. And since we...
No, I don't do this. I don't want to y'all off with a little taste of the remix. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Hold on. We have fans asking for it, so I will do it.
It's another one. Snow filled the air, buries everything. Time to be scared. You better be aware. It's a nightmare. You better run away if you just can't stay. If you wanna save the day. It's another one. It's shining white. It's not like an angel, more like a devil. Not small like a pebble, more like a mountain that's swung to hold it very cold. It's an avalanche.
I give up at Avalanche.
Avalanche, yes.
I got to give up at Avalanche. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it, that little fucking kid. Anyway, we got Michelle McCool going in, Smark. And like I said, there's a lot of mixed feelings by people on whether or not she should be going in. I'm sure you've heard this is like nepotism. She's only going in because she's Undertaker's wife. So, who cares? Who the fuck cares? All right, so let's go through. It's not like she has done zero. What was that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So didn't they like fucking induct the Brock's mom last year?
Yeah. I mean, who?
And I don't want to hear any of the bullshit. It's like, oh, she ran a promotion back then. I don't give a fuck. Nobody knew that until they fucking showed the video package. Get out of here. Like, yeah, it's a fucking made up Hall of Fame that like doesn't even have like an actual location as far as I know. And it's a law of averages anyway. Like every year they have to induct like what 6 to 8 people. So like eventually they're just gonna fucking run out of bodies.
Yeah, it's just craziness, but it's not like Michelle McCool has done nothing in her career. Some of her career highlights, let's see. She made history at the Great American Bash 2008 by becoming the inaugural WWE Divas Champion. She was the first woman to hold both the Divas and Women's Championships. She defeated Melina to get the one title. So, you know, but she, at Night of Champions 2010, she defeated Melina to unify the Divas and Women's Championships. So that also was one thing she did. Lay Cool was fucking awesome. They were mean girls, but they were funny. And that's about it. So anyway, I don't really, I've said before, that, and you just said it basically, they almost have a quota of what they put into the Hall of Fame each year. One of this, one of that, one of this. Got to have a woman. Got to have someone that's not here anymore. Got to have got to have a headliner. I guess that's going to be Triple H this year. But this is just what they do. They always have one of this, one of that, one of each. It's just the way that it's always worked. But I don't care if she's getting in just because she's Undertaker's wife. I don't give a shit. None of this matters to me. Y'all really need to calm down at what makes you mad. I'm sorry, you do.
I honestly can't, like, if you're just being mad in the name of like engagement farming or whatever, fine, play the game, do what you need to do. If you're genuinely upset about this, that's even worse than fucking faking outrage to get attention. Like genuinely being seething because fucking Michelle McCool is in the Hall of Fame of a fucking made up sport with no criteria for aforementioned Hall of Fame in the first fucking place.
Fucking as exactly Packers fan. Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame. You know what? I don't give a fuck if it's celebrity wing or not. Donald Trump is in the Hall of Fame. Drew Carey is in the fucking Hall of Fame. Do we really? Folks, I'm sorry. If you are getting upset over someone going into a fake Hall of Fame, look at yourself in the mirror and slap the shit out of yourself.
Kirby wears on. I made some amazing match. Nobody ever saw that. It was in Rio de Janeiro, but you can't prove they didn't have it. He did pile driver. That's something.
Look, he had a really cool bird.
He did. Multiple.
We loved Frankie. We did. And then Frankie died in a fire.
Mm-hmm. I think that was on Beyond the Mat, wasn't it? That he mentioned like the bird died.
I think it might have been. I might be right with that. Might be.
I feel so bad for him because like that was just a so like who gives a shit moment because everything else that was happening in that movie was so crazy.
What was that?
Where it was like,
well, was that a shoot interview? Was that a you shoot with him?
He 110% was in Beyond the Mat for like 20 seconds.
Then maybe that's where we heard it. Maybe that's where we heard it. But I thought he had the bird with him in that because he was in the locker room.
He did have a bird, but I think it was a new bird. I think it was like Frankie too. Like how when they have like fucking dogs on TV shows and one of them passes away, they just get another dog that looks the same.
Okay. It's like when they switched out one of the Duke cousins with some other guy for a few weeks.
I thought you were going to say Unveils. I thought you were going to mention the Aunt Viv. Was it the original Aunt Viv? Like them switching out the fucking Dukes of Hazzard.
That was pretty fucked up too. Not as fucked up as in the movie. What was it? Major League, where they switched out Wesley Snipes with. They switched out Wesley Snipes' character of what was it? Willie Mays Hayes, and in the next movie. They just threw in Omar Epps like you weren't supposed to fucking know as the same character. It's like, how'd you put in another fucking black guy? I mean, what the fuck were they thinking?
Right? Actually, glad that you said this because it's triggered a idea that I had that I wanted to talk about. Give me
oh shit! What are we doing? Oh boy. What idea?
Just give me a second. I'll bring it up, and then we can do that. We'll talk about something else in the meantime.
All right. Don't have much more. We got to talk about Ricky Stark's new name. We got new titles to talk about, and I do have the complete list of the Wrestling Observer newsletter awards. Smart.
You don't say.
I do, so we can go through a few of those. And we got Dynamite, so plenty to get into still. All right, where? What are we at? What are we doing? What do we got?
Whatever you want to do.
I thought you were pulling something up.
Yes. Okay, so I was debating it if I wanted to. This is for a business. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah. We're going to play 2 games. First, you're going to have to guess what the business is.
Okay.
I'm going to read you the dress code.
Oh.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. First off, no plain white t-shirts or otherwise oversized t-shirts extending past the mid-thigh. All right. No attire containing profanity or otherwise deemed to be offensive by management.
Okay.
No sports or sleeveless jerseys. No excessively baggy attire. No low-hanging pants or shorts. Pants or shorts must be worn at the waist. No hats, caps, or visors worn sideways or back-facing. Hats must be worn fully forward, facing at all times. I'm going to leave one off, and then after I tell you who it is, I'm going to read you the last rule. But no torn or soiled clothing, no work boots, no oversized or excessive jewelry, no workout clothing, including tracksuits, jumpsuits, sweatpants, basketball, gym, or mesh shorts, no camouflage unless with military ID, no high-top sneakers. This is a beach party, and beach attire is required.
It's beach attire is required?
Mm-hmm. Can you guess either what this is or who this is ran by?
Well, it sounded like a Starbucks to begin with. I was thinking it was a Starbucks, but is it a? It's a beach. A beach. What, who would you?
Okay.
All right.
So the last rule is no do-rag skull caps or bandanas, which makes perfect sense because this is Hogan's Beach. This is the Hogan bar, like the fucking sports bar beach club thing that he has. And you're not allowed to wear bandanas. Also, who exactly is it that you think he's trying to keep out of his establishment with the no large jewelry, no baggy pants, no long white t-shirts rules?
Doesn't he wear a bandana?
Yep. You're not allowed to look like Hulk Hogan if you wish to enter Hulk Hogan's establishment.
But I saw a kid walk in with a bandana on. I can pull the video up if you'd like. I saw it. I saw. Maybe you have to be 18 to follow the rules.
Just saying. It is. He wonders why people boo him.
Are those real?
Yes. I can send you a link.
No. I believe you. I believe you. Dude, I believe you. You've never lied to me. I believe you. I just wanted to ask if that was real. That was my question. Is that real?
Let's see.
Fuck. Dude, that's
Hold on a second. It should be illegal, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, okay. Here's my thing. What is considered baggy pants to some people? My pants would be considered baggy to some people. I like, wow, that's right there. I actually like wearing pants with a little room in them. I like wearing baggier pants. My pants are about a size too big. So maybe I wouldn't be allowed in there. Now, let's see. Plain white t-shirts. Why can't you wear a plain white t-shirt? What the fuck is wrong with that?
No, plain white t-shirts or otherwise oversized t-shirts extending past the mid-thigh. No low-hanging pants or shorts must be worn at the waist.
Well, we know where the aim with that one is.
No do-rags, no work boots, i.e. Timberlands. Look what they're saying. Don't wear your Timbs. It's a Hogan speech.
I mean, all right.
No oversized, excessive jewelry. Why don't they just also add, just to be safe, like no kimonos? Let's just go ahead and include everybody. Oh, I'll go back.
The baffling one to me is the first one. No plain white t-shirts. What is wrong with a plain white? A lot of people just put those on when they're at the beach because they're cheap.
Well, yes, but it says or otherwise oversized t-shirts. So what they're specifically saying is no long white t-shirts.
But it says no plain white t-shirts.
Sure, yes.
Is that any plain white t-shirt? I want a plain gray t-shirt. I mean,
that gray's fine. Just no white, no black. I mean, no white t-shirts.
Okay. I get the no attire with profanity. Okay, I understand.
Fair enough. Yes, nothing objectionable.
Fair enough. No sports or sleeveless jerseys. Not a good thing. A lot of people are sports fans that come to a beach no matter what. Excessive baggy attire. Bullshit. Who fucking decides what's excessive baggy attire? Fuck you. Low hanging pants or shorts. Nah. Sometimes my pants hang low when I got a fucking 40 caliber hanging from them, bitch. Mm-hmm. Anyway, no hats, caps, or visors worn sideways or back facing. Can you tell people to do some of this stuff? As you said, this might be illegal. Can you really tell people to do some of this stuff?
No one has worn their hats sideways since like 2004, and I don't know if people even wear their hats backwards anymore.
I still see backwards hats.
No backwards hats, sure, but the side, no do-rag, skull caps, or bandana. As you said, big bandana guy, that Hogan.
No work boots. All right. What if a guy's coming from fucking work and wants to stop at your bar for a drink? You punk bitch.
That happened.
Oversized or excessive jewelry. That's an interesting one. Because again, who decides what is oversized and what is excessive?
Do not bring your giant clock Flavor okay?
Oh, I bet he'd let Flavor Flav right in there. I hate to tell you, because he's famous. He would let Flavor Flav. I guarantee he would.
No workout clothing. See, this is the thing. Like, even if it wasn't like geared towards keeping certain clientele out, this is fucking ridiculous because people at the beach all the time wear fucking basketball jerseys and fucking gym shorts or fucking no track suits. Like, okay, whatever, fine, but mesh shorts or gym shorts.
Actually, I knew dudes when I lived in Florida who would go to the beach in basketball shorts, but some guys don't like to wear those fucking bathing suits. I don't. Mm-hmm. I wear dry fit shorts instead. I don't like the bathing suits. I hate that fucking. I cut that fucking inner mesh right out. Fucking constricting your bullshit. But I don't know, man. This is no camouflage. What are you afraid of? Oh, unless you have military ID. Yeah. Okay. And who takes a look at that? What? Fucking you, who's usually drunk at your bar, or some fucking bartender? And no high top sneakers.
That's the most confusing one of out of all of these to me is like the no high top sneakers.
Well, you can't wear boots or sneakers. I gotta tell
You
you,
can wear low top sneakers. You can wear Vans. Like, I don't understand why you can't wear fucking high top sneakers. Like, what the fuck?
Good thing I got those Hey Dudes, I guess.
It just made you are totally allowed to wear Skechers at all times. So. Skechers walk fits are just A-okay.
I got Skechers too. I got Skechers and Hey Dudes. I do have those. That is
what I do. What I do like about this is that he covers all bases. Like, he's making sure that he doesn't even get like time traveling black guys from the 80s that are wearing the UNC Adidas tracksuits. He's just making sure that
he covered all what?
All bases.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said he covered all races. I was going to actually argue with that.
Oh, no, he very much covered one specific race and then none of the other ones.
I thought we were about to throw down right there. No, he did not cover all races. I'm telling you.
There was a whole lot of this.
Well, he was riding his bike when there was a lightning strike, and now he reads real fast. He's good at science and math. Black doctor.
And very little of this.
Well, Asians like to wear their visors upside down. What am I saying? I'm saying,
baby.
Yeah, babies. Oh my god. Covered all his bases. Now I understand what you said. He covered all the bases, not races. Bases. Okay. Covered all the racist. That might be a better way to say it. Okay.
Of course, this seems obligatory.
Yo, homeboy! Welcome to the hood, brother!
You're not allowed in, motherfucker. You got a bandana on.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't allowed, motherfucker. We got rules in this. This hood got rules, bitch.
That's also that same fucking poster is also just like taped to Brooke Hogan's bedroom door.
Yeah, as it should be.
Like,
wow, that's something else.
Good old Hogan. God bless him.
My daughter is sneaking in behind me, if you can't see, and laughing.
No, that's interesting. I did not know that. According to True North, parrots live to be 100, so did a ton of cocaine.
No, a fire.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah. All right, Lene. Enough. All right. So, wow. Okay. So you said we had another one we were going to play. Thank you.
Oh, no, that was it. So who did this business belong to, and who exactly is it that he's trying to keep out of the business? And I think we answered both of those questions.
Yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, actually. Have to add that to the description of the show that we talked about. Rules. Hogan's rules.
God bless. Well, I mean, I guess Hogan does know that.
Oh, I'm not quite sure Hogan does know best. Whoever came up with those rules, someone should have looked at him and went, dude, have you read these carefully? Have you had someone, maybe a person of color, read these rules before and ask you a question?
Oh, no, we fired her from the beer company months ago, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, that says everything.
That is the funniest shit in the world to me, because when he got booed, people were like, well, it's because he's a Trump supporter. No. Nope. It's because there is like a 40-page document. You could just go back and just like look at all of the times that he's just been blatantly racist. Like, there's not even like a gray area. It's just straight up fucking racist.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I did see that, Norab, that the Colognes and Elias are now on TNA. We did talk about Elias possibly joining over at ROH, but TNA doesn't mean he's not with ROH too. Tony might not have given him a contract, so I don't know. That's good though. That's good.
When you say the Colognes, are you talking Carlito too? I know they got like a partnership with TNA, but
no, Carlito's in WWE. He's in LWO.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I mean, they have a working relationship with TNA, so it's not impossible for him to pop up there.
No, the other two, the cousins. Oh, Rock's going to be on SmackDown.
Right on. And more importantly, Hugsy and Conan are going to war with Minty and the Pharaoh.
Oh, we're going to war. You want to go to war? I'll go to war. Let's go to war.
Fucking Fortunate Son playing in the background.
We go to war.
That ain't me. I don't want.
They're going to war. God. One of them's an
You
old
want-
man. One of them is an old man.
Hey, yo, you want a war?
The fuck? How old is Conan? How fucking old is he?
Dude, he was wrestling in the 80s, so he had to have been. We're talking at least 50, 60 at this point. I'm going to say 63. It's just a guess out of nowhere.
60? Yeah, he's going to war with a 61-year-old man. That's not going to war. That's not a war. I'm sorry. That's not my. And no, I have not watched the Stuttering John movie. You're making me stutter thinking about the Stuttering John movie. What the fuck is happening? This show is derailed so many times. Already.
I mean, I'm sure it's fairly coherent before I joined you.
Oh, no, I guess you could say that. I did show pictures of that China cosplay lookalike. Have you seen her?
Maybe. I mean, I can't off the top of my head say I probably have seen her before, but I don't know exactly what it is that you're specifically referring to.
One sec here. I will pop that picture back up. This girl out of the UK who cosplays as China. That's about as good as you can get.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty solid. Yeah,
That's
she's got the chainmail or whatever. That's pretty cool.
She's a bodybuilder. She almost has the same chin, and she's jacked as fuck. But she cosplays as China. She's been getting involved in some wrestling shows over there. There's a video on her page of her getting involved with Progress Wrestling and being on there, and now she's taking pictures with Mick Foley and all that. So good for her, man. She's I think she might get a little bit of hear me yet. There we go. We're back. We both cut out for a second there.
You were saying she might get a little bit of.
She might get a little bit of kind of I don't know. It looks like she's right now just getting a little bit of attention. So we'll see where that goes. But she's definitely a great. I mean, if they wanted to bring in another China type person, she'd be a great one to bring in. I don't know. Triple H might leave Stephanie.
Reverse engineering.
Anyway, let's get. Yeah, exactly. Be a opposite day. Let's get to the next story real quick, Smart. Well, last week I had talked about Ricky Stark showing up on NXT. Said how happy I was for him. Doesn't matter if I'm a huge fan or not. I'm very happy for the guy. But he had a name change. And once again, people weren't happy with the name change. Did you see this?
I did see this.
Yep. He is now going by Ricky Saints. Saints, Ricky Saints. Now, before everyone starts freaking out, he is from the Louisiana, New Orleans area. Their team is the Saints. Before everyone freaks out, anyone ever think maybe he decided on this name? Maybe this was a name he's wanted before? No.
That would still make it a bad name.
See, I don't think it's a bad name. I got no problem with it, honestly. I think it's fine.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just fucking they push him. They push him. They don't. I would like to see him use it. I'm glad he's on fucking TV after it being in fucking witness protection for like 8 months. But it's not a great name. My problem with it is like that's not a name that anybody has, which I guess is kind of the point. But like that's not a real last name. Like nobody's fucking last name Saints. Like if you just drop the S, if it was just Ricky Saint, that's fine. Saints plural is just weird.
Did you not see that list of names WWE has made up for people? They were horrible.
Oh yeah, no, they were horrible.
Shrill London. So you know what? Number one, this is great representation. And they weren't chanting Ricky Starks when he came in. They were chanting Ricky. Ricky. That's what they were chanting. His last name is going to be honestly kind of null and void. It doesn't even matter what his last name is because they don't chant his last name. Who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit? This name still represents him. It's still him and the place he comes from. Look, is it a great name? No, but a lot of their names aren't great. And sometimes even when they go to the main roster, they change a little bit. So let's all wait a little bit before we fucking lose our minds on this too. My God, everyone's losing their mind about Michelle McCool, losing their mind about this. Y'all need to stop losing your fucking minds.
Every time I hear about like shitty wrestling names, I always think of there was I don't remember if it was a promo or an interview, but like Bryan Danielson said he didn't want to go to TNA because he didn't want his name to be Lloyd Boner. And that made me laugh. That always makes me laugh.
Could have been.
And then there's like that list of like if you look it up online, there's so many of them. They're fucking amazing. But there's like Chuck Taylor did like this whole list of like shitty wrestling names that he like comes up with just to amuse himself. Like the title of which, in my opinion, being No Gimmicks Needed, Steve the Samurai, which is a fucking amazing name. But yeah, just anytime I hear of like shitty wrestling names, I always think about those two things.
Chuck Taylor's a pretty shitty fucking wrestling name too, by the way.
I think that might have been the point. I don't remember. He said why he chose the name.
It's a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, NORAB, there you go. Some older names they've even had. Eli Cottonwood, Lucky Cannon, Jacob Novak. That's actually like a real name. But Eli Cottonwood and Lucky Cannon. I know, man.
That name fucking sucks. That's my actual name. Why do you?
Jacob Novak is like a guy you would see you would walk into a place and actually meet. If I met Eli Cottonwood, I would be like, am I in? Okay, this is a TV show, right? Come on. Trust me, and I have some business cards over here with some odd names.
Yeah, like I said, it's not the end of the world. I do think it's a dumb name, but I mean, it is what it to me, it kind of gives off vibes of like 80s hair metal bassist.
Really? See, I don't.
Yes, Ricky Saints is really for sure doing coke with Nikki Sixx
and the team. And like I said, he could have been fucking Trill London or what was it? Fucking Hayes Garmer or whatever the fuck.
Michael Hayes Jr. El Hijo de Michael Hayes.
Yeah, and Michael McGillicuddy, right. There you go, Norab. There you go. I don't know, man. Brooklyn Barlow. That's a porn star. Hugsy. I put Hugsy's name.
that one got me. That's what made me stick.
I'm not playing the cameo link. You have me fucking stuttering now. No, I'm not playing the link. I'm not doing it. I can't do it now. I can't get to it. Can't do it.
Pick up the worst names if they want their people to be big. Cale Dixon. Is Cale Dixon a real one?
Cale Dixon? Sounds like it.
That sucks, but I like it. Like, it's so stupid that it like goes back around him itself.
Asher Hale isn't bad. Asher Hale is not a bad name. Asher Hale. You could even get a girl and say Ashley Hale. Trey Baxter. That's not bad. I actually think I know someone named Trey Baxter. All right. that sounds like a real name right there. Trey Baxter. I think I might know one. But anyway, yeah. So that's his. That like I said, I really have a feeling he thought of. I said if you got a girl, you could say Ashley. Jesus, Norab, keep up with the fucking show. I think he might.
Asher Hale's not a guy; he's the guy. Come on, brother. Fucking everybody loves Asher Hale. I know. I totally know who that is. Like I think he's on NXT, honestly, but yeah.
Sure, but I got a feeling Ricky. I got a feeling Ricky knew. Ricky came up with this name. Okay,
Corbin is the coolest name. I will say. I like the wrestling name better than the shoot name. The shoot name doesn't.
No. Okay, I think of Baron. I think of either Red Baron, which is a pizza, or a Baron Womb. So Baron is a
wasn't his whole thing like back in the day supposed to be that he was like some like post-apocalyptic biker guy because his whole thing was like end of days was his finisher and it was like wasteland and all this. So like Baron. It's like wordplay, I guess, kind of, sort of, a bit.
That was what was funny is the name actually described his personality.
What's even weirder is I remember him playing for the Cardinals because, like, back in the day, there was like I was on the Chicago Bears message board, and there'd be like people would like find players from the opposing team that had like a unique look, and they would like make fun of them a little bit, I guess. And he was one of the people. And I just remember him like his face just fucking was somehow burned into my memory banks from that. So like when he showed up on NXT, I was like, holy shit, that's the Cardinals guy.
All right, so Norab said he knows how the story came about of his name, Baron Corbin. One of the writers saw the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, The Dictator, and then they just came up with his name. Wow. Thank you. I can sleep now. Ooh, boy. Satchmo?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about Louis Armstrong now? Satchmo? I don't know. Anyway, let's
I stars of green, red rose too. Something. It's a shitty name. And I think to myself, why am I not allowed at Hogan's Beach?
Take off that do-rag, we can go in.
No Timberlands too. They don't serve Hennessy, and they won't serve you.
Straighten that hat, we might have a shot. Oh boy. Anyway, so we got some new belts. We got some new belts over there in WWE, some men's and women's new championship belts, folks. And of course, they are the WWE ID men's and women's championships. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a quick look at them here. I got a picture for you guys here. Nice picture. There we go. Look at those. What do you think, Smark?
They look terrible. I saw this yesterday, but yeah, it looks bad.
Oh. Wait. I missed that. You broke up a little bit. They look what?
Bad. They look terrible.
They look bad. Really?
I think so.
Yeah. I actually think they look a little. generic. They honestly, they look like a ring.
Yeah, kind of.
Like a ring, like a finger ring, not a wrestling ring. We'll talk about a ring. We'll talk about little rings later.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. What kind of ring?
Finger ring.
And there's jizz everywhere.
Finger ring. No, I meant no. I mean finger.
AIDS is a killer that does not discriminate.
They look like a ring you'd buy at a jewelry store.
I see.
Was that better?
Yes.
That was better.
Yes.
That's what they look like. They look like you could buy these at a fucking jewelry store. Like, I don't know. Don't worry. They'll probably make rings out of them. I don't know. They got the WWE logo, and then literally they just slapped ID on the side of it. Like usually the WWE, like it looks like what they did is they went into Photoshop, and where the WWE logo would usually be across that whole block, they just said, you know what, shrink it up, put a line, and put ID. And we got it. We got it. So I don't know how these belts are going to be defended. I don't know where they're going to win these belts, or if they're just going to give people championships and say, "Here, take this to your designated indie." I don't know what they're going to do with these.
I have no idea why I thought you were going to say your parole officer.
Take this for your parole officer, and then see if you can get in a Hogan's Beach bar, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Oh hell, you're not getting in a Hogan's bar with a fucking Hogan's Beach with a fucking criminal record. Ain't it happen?
You'll be off probation when you can get into his beach bar. That'll tell me you're dressing correctly, sir.
That is wild. That if you interpret the rule, they said nothing about like fucking ankle monitors. You could technically wear one of those there, but you can't wear lugs. Keep your lugs out the beach. Hogan's Beach.
Of course, you can wear an ankle monitor there, dude. It's Florida. Ankle monitors are jewelry. They bedazzle them.
I'm gonna send you a link that has nothing to do with Hogan's bar.
You gonna send me a bedazzled fucking ankle monitor?
No.
Okay.
Shout out to Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, I can take that picture down now. Let me see if it tells on the article how they're doing this. I didn't read the article, folks. I'm not gonna lie. I just got the picture.
No, it's funny. I think it's a men's and a women's title, and I was seeing in the comments one of them that made me laugh was like they were being serious. They were like, okay, so they're gonna have this defended at indie shows. What if somebody tried to shoot on them and take their belt so they could like get into WWE? I was like, that's not gonna happen because it would work that way. But it would actually be kind of funny if somebody just beat the shit out of somebody and stole their fucking wrestling title. Just kept.
That would be. That would be funny if that actually happened. Let's see here. We've got.
Let me ask you a question. Did you saw this?
I did a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, no, never mind then.
Yeah, I did see this where Joey Janela and was it Dylan Bostic?
I have no idea who the fuck that is, by the way, and like I'm fairly aware of what's going on in the independent scene. I've never heard of Joey Bostic in my life.
Yeah, I mean Joey, we all know for AEW, and actually before he got big on the Hot Tag podcast, me and Shaheen talked to him. Shaheen was good friends with Joey until he got a little bigger, and then he he did that little spot with Enzo. Not spot. He did that little thing outside of a concert with Enzo
No, not just any concert, a Blink 182 concert. He got into a fight, which I believe he lost with Enzo Amore. It's the fucking wildest story. I feel like they both should have been fired from their respective companies just for attending a Blink 182 concert, A. And B, how wild would it be if you were at a fucking Blink 182 concert, full stop. But also, if you just looked over and you saw fucking Joey Janela fighting Enzo Amore, that'd be fucking ridiculous.
Well, it was all bullshit. It was all a setup for them to get a little more fucking, publicity. But it turned out looking bad for both guys. Probably one of the reasons. Was that right after Enzo was just released or before? I think it was before.
I think it was before too.
But it's not like that was Joey's first time doing something. He was on one episode of Raw.
True.
Kind of. Not him, but Starman. You remember when Starman was thrown out of the arena? That was actually Joey Janela.
That's interesting about Starman. Because that was the name of it with David Bowie song, right? David Bowie, of course, notoriously British. You know who else is notoriously British?
It's an avalanche. Snow filled the air, buries everything. Time to be scared. You better be aware. It's a nightmare. You better run away if you just can't stay. If you wanna save the day.
You done?
I think so. True North hit it. Luke hit it. I think that's pretty much everybody that comes in and asks for Avalanche. Unless Cheese is feeling froggy tonight. I doubt it, though.
Oh. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're all over that. All right. So, and by the way, in the article, it does say that no one has any idea yet how these are being deployed or utilized. But here they are.
Here they are indeed. And since I know it's coming, have a good night, Luke.
He just stops in to hear the song and leaves.
Sleep well. I mean, I think it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock at this point for him. Because he's in England town.
I think it would be 3 o'clock. 12, 1, 2. No, 4. You're right.
Yeah.
4 a.m. I think they're 6 hours ahead of us. So, yeah. He's out of here.
You got it, buddy.
Take it easy, Birch. Birchwood, Vampire. All right. Let's go through these Observer Awards, Smark. You want to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right.
I will say, I'm not going to play Avalanche again, but it is fucking ridiculously cold here. Like, literally, I think it's about to be, if it's not already, I think it's about to hit like 16 degrees.
Oh, it got up to 28 here today. Last night it was 16 here, but problem was around 8:40 this morning. I'm sitting here on my computer sending emails, and our power goes out. Well, it went out for a couple of hours because I got home a little after lunch, and it was down to 61 degrees in this house. It was cold. It was cold in this fucking house when I got back. I sat here in a jacket working on my computer. So, yeah, it's cold here too, but it sounds like it's a little colder there.
It was fucking wild too, because there was like tornado watch Saturday night. There was some bad, luckily nothing in my particular neighborhood, nothing too bad. It was just some rain and some wind, but fucking tornado watch Saturday. It snowed Tuesday, and now it's fucking 19 degrees.
See, we didn't get snow here, but I had to drive about an hour west yesterday of me, and I drove through some snow. Not like full on snow, but like flurries in, driving through. But that was it. It wasn't really sticking unless you had something frozen over, like a lot of it was sticking to the ponds and some things like that around the area, but didn't have any bad snow out here. That's twice we've missed bad snow, so thank God.
Yeah. No,
power went out.
I think she'll be back in WWE in the next few years. I didn't see anything that she did in NXT, but I did see some of the stuff she did in Marigold, like after she got fired. That was pretty dope.
Eric Young stole Josh Alexander's stable. Who cares?
I thought you said title. Stable. Interesting. I didn't know fucking Josh Alexander had a stable.
Supposedly he's going to one of the companies, probably AEW.
That's the rumor, is that it's supposed to be AEW.
That's the rumor. I heard it too. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like he would be better suited for WWE.
I don't know. I've really never seen anything from him, so I'm not really I wouldn't
like
say
he's very much more of like a in-ring guy and not really a promo charisma type dude. But for some reason I just see him fitting there as like one of those, like his gimmick is that he's a tough, no nonsense wrestler dude. Just like you just put him with like Chad Gable or something.
You never know. Could happen. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's a free agent right now, so we will see. We will see. But let's go over this list, Mark. Let's do that real quick. Where are we at here?
Mm-hmm.
We're already at an hour and a half. Shit. All right. We'll go over the list a little bit. We could pretty much, you just want to do like the winner and a little bit of all these because there's a decent amount of them. We don't even have to go through all of them. We'll go through a few of these. All right. I'll just kind of hit a few and we'll kind of go through there. So we've got the Luthez Ric Flair Award, which is the Wrestler of the Year. That went to Cody Rhodes, folks.
Ew.
That went to Cody Rhodes. Absolutely. Will Ospreay second, Bryan Danielson third, Mystico fourth, Swerve was fifth. I like Swerve in there. And let's see. Zack Sabre Jr., Roman Reigns, Suri, Gunther, Punk, and Drew McIntyre was 11th on that list. Most outstanding wrestler, you got to guess? Now remember, this is Wrestling Observer. Remember the audience.
Most outstanding wrestler. Ospreay again?
Oh, look. Ding, 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 ding. He nails it, folks. Danielson is second on that list, too. Just below Danielson is Takeshita.
No, yeah, they do love them some Takeshita.
Now, this one I got a little problem with. But, well, okay. Let's just say Tag Team of the Year. What do you think he has?
Oh, gosh. I think I remember, but I think it's the Young Bucks.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, they've been gone for months.
If you get a chance, can you send that my way? Because I don't think you included it in the message you sent.
I think I did, but I'll send it anyway on the private.
Either that or I'm just bad at scrolling because I scrolled through it a couple of times.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, you were taking umbrage with the Young Bucks just because they weren't on TV enough, or do you think they just suck?
I mean, unfortunately, the tag team fucking division was horrible last year in pretty much every company. But I mean, FTR made a pretty good comeback last year, and I think that probably would. I don't know. I'm not even the biggest FTR fan, but they wrestled more than the fucking Young Bucks, I believe.
Did they? Because Buddy was in trouble for like pulling the gun out on that guy for a minute. Nor I'm saying the tag team with Baron and Apollo or the Good Brothers is wild because
yeah,
it seems like everybody is sort of just banded together. I guess with the exception of Norab in this instance, of just like agreeing that they like kind of suck because they got fired recently, and everybody's like, "Oh well, shit happens. What are you gonna do?"
Yeah, because they can either go back to New Japan, or they can go to TNA, or they can go anywhere. And again, see, and I mentioned this last week, Smark. I don't know if you agree with me. We'll get back to the list in a minute. But do you know anymore how that TNA dynamic works? If you're released from WWE, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now that they have this partnership with TNA, is that still a viable option for you to go to TNA since you were just released from their partner?
I mean, I think they could totally still. Yeah, I would think so because, I mean, I believe they formed that partnership slightly afterwards. But like, Ziggler is there, Ryan Nemeth, I think it is there.
Well, he's been there for a while. Yeah, he was there. That was before the partnership.
But
so,
I mean, viable in the sense of there's probably no like upwards trajectory for your career if you do that. But like, I'm sure that. Well, I can't say I'm sure, but I would imagine that they don't care if you sign with them. They probably just won't feature you within any of their like inner promotional shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know how that dynamic will work anymore. So, but anyway, I don't know, man. I just think they were. I mean, Jesus Christ, they have fucking Sting and Darby Allin on this list at 4th. Better than the Young Bucks. It's just like Ospreay Young Bucks. It's like that's the only. And again, I know it's fucking Dave's fans, but anyway, best on interviews. He's got Drew McIntyre there, Smark. The Rock next. Adam Page. Adam Page 3rd.
No. Like,
MJF 8th. Just let me put this list into perspective, folks. Drew McIntyre is number 1 and Paul Heyman is number 10. Paul Heyman is number 10.
I'm trying to think of people who I just see on this list that like I feel like Heyman is like significantly better than in terms of promos, and Ospreay sticks out, Cody sticks out. Like everyone else is fine, maybe also smooth, but everybody else had a good run of promos last year. But fucking Ospreay at 4 is kind of crazy, and Cody ahead of him is also ridiculous. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you too good. You might want to. You're not in the mic very well.
Yeah, better, worse, better. How we done?
Much better. Perfect, actually. I don't know. I just think. I mean, if Paul Heyman is that low on your list, I think your fans are a little skewed. Let's put it that way. Promotion of the year. WWE. It's always WWE, folks. It's always WWE. I think one year it might have been Dynamite. Best weekly TV show he has is Dynamite. I'm disagreeing with that one too, because Dynamite had a lot of shitty shows this last year, and we talked about them.
SmackDown, Raw, Super Venus. You out here watching the CMML Super Venus? Super Friday.
Oh.
Collision, NXT, AEW, Rampage. Nobody watches Collision.
No, we even had ROH Honor Club on here at number 10.
New Japan on Access is fucking silly. Yeah. Because like nothing wrong with New Japan, but it's literally just matches that happened on New Japan shows that they show on Access TV, and that's funny because it's better than the Ring of Honor weekly show, according to the Observer.
Well, and first of all, that's going away, number 1. And number 2, there's literally more people voted for New Japan on Access than watch New Japan on Access.
Mm-hmm.
70. Yeah. More people voted
the people that voted for New Japan on
crazy.
Access are the people that are watching New Japan on watchwrestling.eu.
Right. That's where most people are watching it. Oh, God. Pro Wrestling Match of the Year, Ospreay versus Danielson at the St. Louis show in April 21st. Actually, there's some really good matches on here. I think this might be the one I got no issues with. Let's see. We've got some other categories. You know, I think we might actually stop at this because this is where he starts getting into like Japanese, Mexican, Canadian, European.
The United States / Canada MVP, Cody Rhodes, Will Ospreay, Bryan. What? That's just a ridiculous.
I'm gonna go down.
That is redundant as shit.
I'm going to skip down to Women's Wrestling MVP.
Which is like way after the Mexico MVP, Europe MVP, and Hodge Awards.
Yeah, fuck all that. Okay, all right. You know what? We can start. We can start at the Hodge Awards right there. Non-heavyweight MVP, Darby Allin, folks. Darby Allin.
It's so funny that like the women's award is like 8 places that like the fucking Central America MVP is at before the women's MVP.
And I disagree with the women's wrestling MVP. He has Rhea Ripley 2nd, Toni Storm 3rd. Bro, Toni Storm number 1, Rhea Ripley number 2. Mercedes is on this fucking list. Are you kidding? She had a horrible last year. She sucked in AEW last year. She's finally hitting her stride. At least she cut it better. Nah, her promo last night, I wasn't even annoyed by her promo last night.
Well, it's the same. I'm not gonna come to her aid, but it's the same problem. It always is good matches, shitty promos. It was like that last year. She had good matches. It's just every promo she cut was fucking god awful.
I actually thought last night was a good one. She didn't use her usual Valley Girl annoying fucking cadence. She just fucking spoke, and I was like, wow, she's speaking. Thank God.
Maybe they're just starting to get Harley Cameron to write her promos now. Like they heard the Mercedes puppet, and they're like, hey, just, you know how to write her promos. Do it for her.
Yeah, maybe fucking get rid of that fucking Jen Pepperminty chick. I know her name is Jen Peppermint. Everyone leave me the fuck alone. I was kidding. So, but I definitely think Toni Storm was last year's Wrestler of the Year. Her performances were amazing last year.
How did we not include Jen Peppermint in the name of shitty wrestling names? I know that's her real name and she works backstage, but that is the worst name ever.
Yeah, that could have been too. Oh, someone said Saru is supposed to be pronounced as Sally. Oh, Sally. Ooh, that girl. That girl, Sally. Feud of the year, folks. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Paige and Swerve. I mean, it was over a fucking friendship bracelet, but hey, what do I know, folks? I'm just a guy here with a microphone.
I mean, honestly, you could go either way. I preferred Hangman and Swerve, but I got no problem with Drew and Punk being true.
He stuck a needle through this guy's face. The other two guys fought over a fucking bracelet.
Yeah, but his wife gave him that bracelet, or some girl at an autograph signing?
It was a fan. It was a fucking fan. And then they had the nerve to start selling the fucking bracelets without telling her.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was the problem, is that, you know, if like AEW would have started selling like Lego sets of Swerve's burning house, they would have gotten the number one spot.
Adam Page or Swerve broke into Adam Page's house and stood in his kid's room. and the other two fought over a bracelet. You want me to keep fucking going?
You're absolutely right, but I brought up one of my favorite wrestling names, Canyon Seaman.
Oh, what?
It might be Kanan pronounced that way, but I always thought it was Canyon Seaman, and I will refuse to accept proof of otherwise.
You could call him Can You Seaman.
Who better than Canyon Seaman?
That'd be what WWE they would call him, Can You Seaman.
I think that's a legit name too. I think that's like his real name is Canyon, because he was a backstage guy. Let me look him up. Canyon Seaman.
Oh my God! I'm gonna look it up. Be careful looking that up, please.
I won't share my screen, I promise.
Please don't. All right. So anyway, I think we've pretty much shown our thoughts on that match. Best box office draw: Cody Rhodes.
Ew.
With The Rock second and Roman Reigns third. Again, I'm disagreeing. I believe you could put either The Rock or Roman ahead of that, but hey, I didn't vote on this.
I will say this, and I mean this 100%. You could go back and use AI to edit Cody Rhodes out of that entire feud and just have The Rock cutting a promo on just nothingness, and it would still be entertaining.
True. Very true. Very, very true. Most improved. I don't think I got an issue with this one. He's got Kyle Fletcher as number 1, Harley Cameron at number 2. Mariah May is on this list at number 6. Dave Finley gave Kid Swerve Strickland at number 5.
Mildly offended by the Swerve mention, because it's like, it wasn't that he wasn't good. He just wasn't being used properly. It wasn't like Swerve fucking sucks.
I think I have to agree with you there, Smark. I definitely do. I don't even think he should be on this list, but I mean, I guess if you're talking most improved as like his wrestling year, I mean, he did. He put the, he had the title on him. He had this, he had that. So I guess if you wanted to say in most improved in his career of his wrestling or year of his wrestling career, I guess we could put it on there.
Sure, I can see that.
All right. I don't know why I just tried to defend Dave Meltzer and his fans. I apologize for that, Smark. I didn't mean that.
You know.
Sometimes I take that devil's advocate thing a little too far. Most charismatic, The Rock. All right. Bryan Danielson Award. Luckily, he didn't win it this year. Last year, he did. Zack Sabre Jr. Second, Bryan Danielson.
Bullshit. He lost his own award. You should steal it. You should steal it like Owen stole the Slam.
You might. You never know. Bruiser Brody, a Memorial Award. Best Brawler. He put Adam Page on there. Okay, I'll do that. Best Flying Wrestler, Will Ospreay, of course, because, you know. But he's got Commander on there. Ricochet is on there at 4th. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Most overrated. Number 1, Nia Jax. Oh, God. Nia Jax, number 1. Solo Sikoa at number 2. And CM Punk at number 3, folks. CM Punk, number 3, most overrated. Chris Jericho joins him. Moxley joins him.
This is patently bullshit. I refuse to believe that people are like more sick of CM Punk shit than Chris Jericho shit.
I guess not many people, but a few more people. MJF is on that list at 9. Jey Uso at number 10. God damn, Jey Uso never should have won that fucking Royal Rumble. It has just, I hate to say this, but I think it's going to kill his career.
Let's go ahead and switch number 1 and number 10, please.
Ooh.
I don't mind Nia Jax as much as I like. I'm just endlessly tired of Jay. So, and that says a lot because I've only watched like 3 or 4 WWE shows this year.
Oh my God, there's still so many of these left.
Most underrated, Takesh.
Yeah, let's
Evans, best non-wrestler, Paul Heyman. Is there? Oh, I'll see if there's anything interesting here.
Yeah, yeah. Scroll through.
I saw this and I saw this earlier, and I thought of you. It kind of made me laugh. Worst television announcer. Number 1, Booker T. Number 2, Pat McAfee. Number 3, Jim Ross. Fuck all of you. But number 4, Excalibur.
Should have been number 1, and it's funny. Me and Dirk, right before the show started tonight, we're talking about how horrible Booker T is on commentary for NXT. We were literally just talking about that.
The only time I ever see Booker T's commentary is when it's like shows up on Botchamania. But it always seems like he's having a really good time. But he apparently just fucks everything up. And it's up to the other guy, whoever that is, I was using it, to just like fix everything.
He's turning into a parody of himself, is what's happening, in my opinion.
Let me ask you a question. This is entirely subjective, but let me ask you this question. Is he fucking like JBL on Raw level of bad? Like in terms of commentary, like JBL commentary, not JBL right now where he's showing up and just fucking marry people and it's cool. But I mean, like, we fought on Friday nights, like he's that level of shitty.
Yeah. My God, I wish I could play the clip that Dirk sent me. Where's my phone?
Because my God, fucking JBL commentary, especially towards the end, was just fucking terrible.
I don't have my phone.
Or I'm saying Tony Schiavone was the word. Tony Schiavone. I will say this. I like Tony Schiavone, but like for as much shit as Jim Ross catches, there are plenty of times where like Tony Schiavone just seems lost or he just like doesn't give a shit. Like he fucks up plenty on his own. Like people give Jim Ross a hard time, but he fucks up a lot too.
Hey, Lillian Garcia called Roxanne Perez this week. Everyone fucks up. Let's be honest here.
True.
Smart, let's go down to most disgusting promotional tactic.
Okay.
Number 1, WWE/TKO, their continued relationship with Saudi Arabia. That's number 1. Let's see. WWE booking Liv Morgan sending nude photos to Dominic Mysterio via text, similar to what was described in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. My God. AEW airing the same footage. UFC bringing Donald Trump to shows as a hero. Well, he's the president of the United States. And Dana White kind of was at a couple of rallies, spoke for him a few times. I mean, what is with you people? Calm the fuck down with. Oh my God, he's the president.
Number 5 should probably be number 1.
I got a feeling you're right. Number 5, WWE whitewashing Vince McMahon from history rather than addressing the culture. The culture in the company? The culture? Okay, so you're saying the culture is everyone is shitting on women's heads?
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying they're pretending like it didn't happen instead of discussing the fact that they had an environment where that shit was unintentional pun, but where that stuff was allowed to happen. Like they didn't address that at all. Basically, like they asked Triple H at a press conference. He's like, "I didn't hear any of this from her, so let's move on." It's like, ugh.
I don't know. I don't see a problem with them bringing Trump to the UFC shows. And really, you're talking about, and it's UFC. It is not WWE. It is not anything to do with wrestling. So let's that shouldn't even be on this list.
WWE I agree with number 6. WWE talking about sellouts and record gates. That shit is wild because all they did was raise the prices on shit, make the fans pay for it, and then they're like, "We're breaking records." Like I'm not gonna pretend like there's not a lot of people showing up at their shows now, but like, why in God's name? And people fucking cheer it. Why in God's name would they be like, "We raise the prices of your tickets"? Everyone's like, "Yeah!" It's like, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
I think it's funny when people actually like use that as an excuse, or ammo against like AEW. Well, WWE had a record gate. It's like, yeah, they raised prices, douchebag. AEW could do that too if they really wanted to and tout their record gates. Any company could fucking do that and tout their fucking records. I don't know. Anyway, worst television show, Smark. Well, it's off the air anyway. AEW Rampage. Oh, by the way, number 10 on that worst tactic list was Netflix promoting Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. What are they supposed to do? Not promote the fight they know they're going to make fucking bazillions off of? Huh, Dave? Huh? Dave, they really shouldn't have promoted this, fight that they made so much money off of.
I wonder if they mean like just because of the execution of it, because of like the stream was lagging. Well, I mean, yeah, but it came the way they did that was shitty.
Well, then say the Netflix debacle with the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, not them promoting. He's literally saying he has a problem with them promoting the match. That's it. Netflix promoting Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. That's the issue.
Fair enough.
That's the issue. So word it correctly or shut the fuck up. Dave.
Fair.
Worst match of the year, Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso.
Yes.
Oh, worst feud of the year, Adam Cole versus MJF. Worst promotion of the year, NWA. Oh, wow. AAA below that, WWE, AEW, PFL. What the fuck is that? And then he's got one I've never heard, GLEAT. Whatever is that?
I think it's PFL is, I believe, Pro Fight League. It's like one of those like MMA offshoots.
Oh, again, why is this on here? Best booker.
GLEAT is not a real fucking thing. I refuse to accept this. We're gonna look for it.
Hold on. Search for GLEAT. No,
is that not fucking?
It is a Japanese wrestling promotion and mixed martial arts promotion founded in 2020 by
like Pancras.
Former, kind of like that, by former pro wrestling no apparent company, Light It Entertainment. So no, it's real.
Okay.
It's real.
We're going to look at some of these wrestlers here. Wrestlers contracted. We got Brass Knuckles June. Check Sheedeman. SEMA. Okay, we're fucking 3 deep, and I've heard of one of these people so far.
Yep, that one I know.
L. Lindemann. Hayato Tamura. No, none of these people. Mashiko, Minoru Tanaka. These are not real people. Ryo Akitita, Samoa Watanabe. These are, again, not real people. T-Hawk, Takanori Ito, Tetsuya Izuchi. No, none of these people. I've never heard of any of these people. I've heard of Seema. That's it. Quiet Storm. No, this is wild.
That must be Silent Rage's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him, Silent Rage?
Hell yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yep. Thank you. Fuck yeah.
I will forever remember him because, like, right before he left, there was like a segment where it was Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and CM Punk together, like on television for the first time ever. And like the promo starts with Stone Cold pointing to Silent Rage, be like, "Hey Punk, that's Big Andy over there. You know Big Andy." And it's like, this is the most like one of these guys does not belong as things I've ever seen in my life. Where it's like, this is like you will forever be a footnote in history. That's the only memorable thing you did, was just standing in the same room as CM Punk and Stone Cold.
Well, and then he wins tough enough, that kid, and ends up getting slapped by Vince and stunned by Stone Cold. So hey, great.
Yeah, Norep said those guys were on the first few AEW shows. Fucking Seema and T-Hawk. He was there. Seema had a promotion. I don't know if he still does, but they were working.
I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Best Booker, Paul Levesque. Tony Khan's second. Promoter of the year is Nick Khan. Best gimmick, Tony Storm. I agree with that. Worst gimmick, The Learning Tree. Whatever. Oh, we only got two more. Best pro wrestling book. That's literally what book, and they have The Man, Not Just Your Average Girl by Becky Lynch. And the best pro wrestling documentary, by far, the Mr. McMahon documentary took it. By far. Yep. It was good. It was good.
I think it was all right, but
I thought it was good.
I don't know. I mean, they were in a tough situation or a tough predicament anyway, because, like, I don't know, like people wanted they filmed it before the McMahon shit happened. Ugh, I didn't mean to do that again, pun unintended. And then they had to go back and like do an episode or two about that, but like you kind of didn't please anybody, because the people that were like pro McMahon, as god awful as that sounds like they were just purposely doing a smear piece. And then the people that are anti-McMahon were mad that it was a fluff piece, even though it like started off a fluff piece. So it's like you couldn't kind of lose situation either way. The Dark Side of the Ring, number 4, Sensational Series, that was a good one.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just take it as the documentary, you got to do. Smark will be back in a second, folks. There he is. So let's get in. Yeah, there were a few, but let's get into AEW Dynamite, and we'll mix Grand Slam as we do.
Hold on, just 1 second. Just one last thing that just fucking made me laugh. Best pro wrestling book. I just saw this. Number 8, The Wrestling Observer Complete Collection, 1989 by Dave Meltzer. Way to put yourself over, you fucking cocksucker.
He loves himself, that Dave. He just loves himself. Oh, wow. Anyway.
That makes me wonder, did he sell that? Are people actually paying him money for a fucking just a list of shit wrestling news that happened in 1989?
Probably, yeah. I hate to say, but yeah, probably.
That is wild. Yes, it is available on Amazon. I'm gonna see for how much. This is good fucking.
Okay. I'm gonna go $29.99.
You're losing on Prices Right because you went over. It is fucking $25 full ass dollars. Or $10 if you want the ebook version.
Oh, that's not bad. Which most people, I'm sure, probably get.
I just can't imagine I want to see that bookshelf. I want to see the bookshelf that just has like Pride and Prejudice, the fucking The Great Gatsby, 1989 wrestling by Dave Meltzer.
Ooh, War and Peace right beside it. Perfect. Oh, look, the Bible. Oh, beautiful.
I want to stay at the Ramada Inn that has the fucking nightstand that you pull out, and there's one Bible in the History of Wrestling 1986 by Dave Meltzer.
Oh my God. See, now I want to just buy like 10 of them, go stay at hotels and put them in there. And I'll take a picture of the room, and if you guys find it, your book is yours.
That's actually the greatest idea ever, to just buy them and just put them in like fucking people's homes and the hotels and just scatter them about.
It wouldn't last. They actually check for those things. They look at those Bibles when they clean the room.
Mm-hmm.
They do. So I don't know, but let's before we get into a total crazy rant, let's get into Dynamite. We'll mix a little bit of Grand Slam with Dynamite. You okay?
Just the idea that just the Bible and then Dave Meltzer is fucking amazing.
Just imagine. All right, hold on. All right. Just imagine you go into your hotel room. You're this religious person. All you want to do is go into that hotel room and read your Bible. Just go in there and pray. You've had a bad day, and you just go in there and pray, and you reach in that drawer, and the 1989, not the Bible is in there, but the 1989 Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer.
And on the seventh day, he said, well, you know, let he who without sin receive a bogus news story from Michael Hayes in disguise.
So Michael Hayes was doing cocaine with a dildo in his hand, okay, and a bottle of wild turkey in the other, okay.
Oh, you know for sure that Michael Hayes invented the fucking dildo helmet that they used to do in ECW.
I think Tommy Dreamer said that was Raven. I think it was Raven's invention.
Raven claims it was his invention. You know who he's talking about. Because they poured the wild turkey on the slip and slide. They strapped on the dildo helmet. Of course, Bad Street was playing on one of those big ass boom boxes, the Ghetto Blasters.
Go ahead, Rosa, get down there. Anyway, okay, let's please. See, it's gonna get you crazy, Smark. It's gonna get you crazy.
Oh, please, guys, just let the title of the show be Meltzer's Bible.
It will now. All right, let's get into this. We got MJF coming out, and then Hangman follows, which I honestly thought this was one of the best, little long, but one of the better Hangman MJF confrontations I've seen in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch AEW? Make sure.
Yeah, I did. No, I agree with that.
Okay.
It was interesting because it was like the first, I don't know, like 20 minutes or so of the show was like promos. Like it was very a WWE way to start out the show.
Yeah, they usually don't with a promo. They usually kick it right off with a match. Let's see, how long was this? Let me go through here. This promo was, I'm at 17 minutes and they're still going.
Yeah, it was pretty long. I liked it. Like you said, a bit long, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 18 minutes, and this one security guard looked like it could have been Nick Wayne's brother. Mama Wayne's been fucking around, I think.
Oh, no.
The one that Christopher Daniels helped out of the ring. But Christopher Daniels came down at the end of this, and it was a good segment. It was well executed. Some of the stuff they were saying didn't make a lot of sense. You got MJF, you got Hangman who just took out Christopher Daniels, and MJF is talking shit about him, and then Hangman steps in and speaks up, and it's like they're trying to explain it. They're trying to explain it, but it still didn't I still thought it was a little nonsensical.
Yes, that was my only gripe with that. because it made no sense to me either. Because like they spent like a month or two of him just like feuding with Daniels on like Rampage or Collision or whatever the fuck it was, of him just being like, you're a washed up, useless old man. And then MJF is like, oh, you know, Christopher Daniels sucks. And he's like, don't you ever fucking say that. I would rip out my spine and give it to him if I could. That's what he actually said. And I was like, first off, that would be fucking wild. No, you wouldn't. But I would like to see that.
Well, and then what was said was the whole if you it was after that, and then he's like, Daniels wouldn't CD, he kept calling him CD, wouldn't have wanted it any other way. It's like, yeah, I'm sure he really wanted his career to be over. And I'm sure people CD, is that not the word? What the fuck are you calling him? Is he spinning?
Props to MJF for being mature enough to not just say CD's nuts and then drop the microphone.
Yeah, thank God. That would have been good though. But I did like this segment. I'm not gonna lie. Another good pull apart, I guess you could say. Hangman was beating the shit out of security. And then, like I said, Daniels came down and was like, "Hey, it's me. Don't hurt me. Please don't. Please don't hurt me."
Now, did Daniels come out or did CD come out?
Both. I'm sorry. They are one and the same, sir.
He is I and I am him. I got you.
Will. Yes. And they have named Samoa Joe's group with Shibata and Hook, and it is called The Ops. My God, you should have called it the Pops going up against fucking Christian. Hey, Pops. I you know, they were doing so well, Smart, for a few weeks there.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this name.
Oh, shit.
I don't hate much in life. This name, I despise. And why does Nick Wayne have a square necklace on? Please tell me. It's rectangle. Why is it on his face? Why is it on him? It's rectangle. It's not a necklace. It's a rectangle.
Also, unironically, the Pops would be a fucking great stable. Just 3 Midwestern dads. Like they're kind of chubby. You just have, that's how you bring back Eddie Kingston. You have Eddie Kingston #1. I don't know who the other guys are. We're building this plane in the air. But you call them the Pops.
Like the Boston Pops? Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, why is Nick Wayne's necklace? Why is it rectangle?
That is weird.
And why does Kip Sabian look like a horrible anime character from a what was that movie with from a Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie? Okay, I'll stop that now. I apologize.
Because that's part of his gimmick. What is his gimmick? I don't know. He doesn't know. AEW doesn't know, but it's apparently part of his gimmick.
No one knows. But meanwhile, I will say I'm happy Samoa Joe is back. I don't care the group name I don't like, but Joe is back. I like him with these two guys. I think him and Nick Wayne got a good little dynamic going on there. You got the old guy, the young guy, and Shibata, the fucking veteran also. So he's got 2 veterans and the young guy. Not bad. But they did show a little bit of Grand Slam Australia. They kicked off with that Kyle Fletcher match, but I got to tell you something, Smart, dude. The part with Adam Copeland, where they were singing his song.
Mm.
You know, what a fucking moment, #1 for Adam Copeland. I'm sure that was something he really needed, because let's face it, they've been showing pictures. He's going into these fucking stadiums that aren't full. Let's be honest, they're not full. And for him to go into a full stadium like this overseas, and for this crowd to do what they did to him, folks, I don't give a fuck if the ring was 2 feet smaller. I don't care if Kyle Fletcher borrowed it from a buddy. I don't give a shit. Y'all know this is the exact same size as the TNA ring. Y'all know that, right? Shut the fuck up.
This is honestly the worst controversy in all of wrestling history ever. And I don't mean most offensive, I mean most who gives a fuck. Where it's like literally there for the last week or so, not necessarily week because it happened Saturday, but for the last like 5 days, people have been fighting tooth and nail about the fucking ring size.
Yep.
Like, I don't care if you slandered it or if you defended it. If you spent any time of your life that you're not getting back talking about the fucking AEW ring, may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. You know, and I thought about this. I got to be honest with you, all the shit I saw on Twitter, and I don't believe a lot of it. Who's to say that shit didn't get fucking hung up at fucking customs? Huh? How do we know? There was also storms everywhere. Who knows if that shit just couldn't fucking make it? There could be 1,000 reasons why they had to get a ring in Australia. Let's not. I mean, I just don't believe any bullshit I'm reading on X or on Twitter or whatever it is, and Facebook and social media. I'm sorry, folks. I am believing less and less what I see on social media nowadays. I don't care who it's about. I don't care what it's about. I'm believing less and less until I see proof. Show me the receipts, or I ain't believing it no more. Sorry. A lot of other people should start thinking that way too. But anyway, I had no problem with the fucking size of the ring. I'm with you. If you're bitching about the size of the ring, you really might want to find something else to do in life. As CM Punk said, maybe he should go touch grass. But I really think this was a really good moment for Adam Copeland. You could see where he was getting emotional for a second, and then he started sucking it up. He started using it. He's like, oh, I'm going to use every bit of this shit. And the crowd fucking popped for him. They tried to do it in Arizona last night, but he was moving too fast for him to do it.
Right.
So great moment for him, though. This had to be a great feeling for him moving over to this company and this happening to him. I don't know. I felt great for him in this moment, and it was a great moment. You could see the ring announcer had a fucking ear-to-ear smile on her face. She was ecstatic for him too. So great stuff there. Copeland took a nice fucking jump once again. He's taking over the sting spot of old man jumps off of high shit. They showed the Buddy Murphy. Now, Buddy Murphy hurt his ankle jumping into the ring, folks. Yet still did the match. I don't know how bad his ankle is. We haven't heard anything, but that was still a damn good match for someone with a hurt ankle, I got to tell you.
That's always the funniest shit to me is, like, as much as people complain about, like, deathmatch wrestling and people doing flips and this, that, and the third, motherfucker hurt himself on the ring entrance. Like, just weird shit happens in wrestling all the time. Like, one style over the other doesn't really matter in terms of, like, the longevity of your career or whatever, whether or not you're getting injured. Just weird shit happens all the time.
Vince McMahon tore both hamstrings walking to the ring.
And then, weirdly enough, fucking Shane did it on, like, a leapfrog or something, I think, right? Like, at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He fucked himself up.
Thank God.
Jumped off of everything 8 times. Like, he was out there fucking diving off the Titantron, diving off the balcony, fucking New Jack style. Nothing ever happened. He did a routine-ass spot, and he fucked everything up.
Well, thank God for Snoop Dogg, because he stepped in and helped that out and made it not look so bad. So,
how wrong would that have been if Snoop got injured too? Like, he just went up to the top rope and came down fucking Sid style.
Shit, he would have got up, fucking put a fucking blunt in his mouth and said, I'm all right, man. All good.
My favorite Snoop moment was he was doing the commentary for WrestleMania last year. And everything that Bubba Ray did, he described as being athletic, which was fucking hilarious to me because he was just surprised that his big ass was moving, doing anything.
Oh, did you see the tweet that Bubba or Bully Ray wants what he wants to do now?
Are you talking about the one where star ratings don't matter? It's only about the money, brother?
No. he wants to sit outside of wrestling shows now with like a sign like Charlie Kirk has and debate wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same guy who couldn't handle a guy yelling at his girlfriend at the time and took him back and almost beat the shit out of him. That's the guy that thinks he can debate someone logically. Okay. If you say so. That's not exactly the behavior that someone who wants to debate wrestling fans.
I pray to God that just like shout out to them, like shout out to Neil and everything, but like I pray to God that the people that call into In Your Head show up to his fucking debate me. you just get a bunch of mentally ill people yelling shit at Bubba Ray Dudley until he just stops doing it.
I don't think he'd ever do it. He doesn't have the balls to do it. He wouldn't actually go debate fans. He wouldn't do it.
I want to go and just see how long. Like I can guarantee I could troll this man into oblivion.
Oh, I'll do it. I would do it in a minute. I would love to fucking do it.
I am 100% certain I could get him to hit me, and I would sell it fucking Ricky Morton style.
Oh yeah, like death. I would. I might even go Dolph Ziggler style.
They're fucking or like Shawn Michaels when he was making fun of Hogan at the SummerSlam match, and Hogan hits him with like a very weak shot. He does like a fucking backflip. Like that's level of just oof.
That was the best Shawn Michaels match, and no one knew why he was doing it, and he was totally just fucking ribbing Hogan the whole time. It was great, and it was great. Actually, he was trolling Hogan because I forgot what the deal was before that match, but he didn't want to do it.
I think the idea was that Hogan was supposed to win, and then Shawn was supposed to get his win back, and then Hogan just changed his mind. He's like, "Yeah, no, I win once, and then the feud's over."
Yeah,
so Shawn just went out there and just fucking oversold like mad,
and it was greatness. Iconic. We saw again, they're rolling back Grand Slam here. We saw the Toni Storm win over Mariah May. I think we all knew that was going to happen. That's the way the storyline was going. Great stuff there. Then we had the match that we just saw, the Patriarchy versus the Trios. Now, before this match happened, Smark, we got a backstage interview with the new Undisputed, whatever they are. But my God, Renee Young's color is green. I love it. I love it. I love it in green. Oh, good Lord. Good God, John Moxley, you are a lucky, lucky man. I'm jealous. Meanwhile, this was the promo of guys who are only an inch taller than Renee Paquette herself.
I would love if somebody just like walked up to them as they were cutting the promo and just put up one of those like "You must be this tall to ride the ride" signs.
They wouldn't get on. I don't know. Just all three of these guys are just, to me, just I don't even know. I'm not even sure the word I'm trying to use here. Useless isn't the word, because actually I do like a few things Adam Cole does. Sometimes he's not that bad. But Kylo Strong are fucking just like, Roddy to me is like just what is so different about Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy? They already have Kyle O'Reilly. His name is Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm. Well, they even mentioned in the promo, they're like, "Hey, aren't you guys in a stable together?" And he's like, "Yeah, but that stable sucked, so like we don't mention that anymore." It's like, all right, cool, like neat, whatever.
Yeah, he said everything's cool. We're all just cool in the game, you know. We have an open stable. Like an open relationship. They had an open stable, Smart. We have an open stable. We're allowed to see other people. You don't like that? No, you don't like that?
Fucking Kyle O'Reilly's out here getting cocked stable wise, and then like Adam Cole's divorce. Like this is a very sad faction that we have here.
Well, sometimes I like to make things sad, Smark.
I think they're doing it, like I said before, that they should have done a stable of just like all people who are like currently or just recently gotten a divorce. I think that's what's happened here.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Please tell me I'm in the same spot. I am. Okay, Steven, give me 1 sec, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that information you just gave me. So let me do this real quick.
Actually, let me do this real quick too, because I'm going to pull up my favorite photo since we're making fun of people for being short. It's not a great thing to do. But...
Oh, I pulled up the wrong screen. Hold on, folks. I got the wrong screen. I forgot. Because I have this minimized. There we go. Okay, so according to him, Smark, I'm just going to start this. You let me know when you got that photo ready. But this, Renee Young is 5'5". Look at her beside Kyle O'Reilly. You see that?
Just barely taller.
So Kyle O'Reilly is probably like 5'6", 5'6.5". Roderick Strong is probably 5'7". And the giant out of all of them, because of the man bun, is Adam Cole.
Okay, here we go. You ready for this?
I'm taking it down. Yeah, I got it.
Well, continue to be ready because it's going to take me another second to share this here screen. But since we're talking about people's heights, here we go. Get ready. Zack Sabre Jr., Adam Cole, both claim to be 6'1".
Oh.
I believe one of them, and I believe the other one significantly less.
Wow.
I'm not even sure I believe Zack Sabre being 6'1", but I'll buy it, I guess, but whatever.
Wow. Thank you for that, Stephen Butler. You just further proved my point, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to our neighbor from the north.
As a frame of reference, Adam Cole claims to be 6'1". I believe we both are 6'2". So Adam Cole is 1 inch shorter than us. That is factually untrue.
Untrue. Absolutely. And Stephen Butler, I'm more proud of you for being a Renee Paquette fan. I 100% agree with you, sir. My God. I'm sorry. I don't mean to oogle over her every time I see her, but I'm sorry. I find her insanely gorgeous. I just do. I don't know what it is about her. She is just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful woman, in my opinion. But anyway, let's skip all the let's just kind of skip all the shortness here and go through this. Mm-hmm. Then we had that match, the trios match that we were showing on the screen a little while ago. Wasn't a bad match, but I don't know. Hook got the win. It wasn't a bad finishing move. Hook, Nick Wayne went for the Wayne's World. Hook ended up putting him in a submission in the middle of it, and Joe stood in the fucking ring like a goddamn pit bull, daring anyone to come fuck with them. So I enjoyed that. But I don't know, man. Hook's good, man. Mm-hmm. Shibata's just a weird addition to this group, but so far it's working. It's not like they're out there making him cut promos or anything. So let Joe do the talking for the group. Hook doesn't really talk well anyway. He's kind of got a little Matt Riddle syndrome in there, the dude bro thing. Mm-hmm. Let Joe do the talking for these guys and just let these guys go out there and wrestle. I 100% agree. If that's the direction they're going with this, let it go. I'm fine with it. Fuck the name. I hate it, but let it go.
Let it go. Just got copyright stricken, by the way.
What?
I said that's a copyright strike, by the way.
Nah, that's all right. You sang it. It shouldn't be. So we go through there. We took a quick commercial break. Then we see Jericho, folks. Jericho wasn't with Big Bill. He wasn't with Brian Keith, but he was with Renee. Oh, Renee and Green. Good.
This promo was so fucking wild because, like, I forget what the question was, but Renee said something that, like, Jericho didn't like. It was some kind of like, "Hey, Jericho, like, you suck shit now. What are your thoughts?" or something. And he was like, "I could have you fucking killed." He's like, "What?" It's like, "I will have you thrown out of this building. You will be executed. I will take you to that desert that Moxley was talking about, fucking sending people."
I'm sorry, but I think they missed a very good opportunity for her to go. And I could get my husband here to beat the living shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have brought it up right there. I do. I really think that's where they should have brought that shit up. I would.
Maybe they will, in all seriousness. Like, maybe they will, and then they'll lead to something. It would be funny, though. She was just like, "Hey, you want to have a pissing contest about fucking irrelevant stables? My husband's stable versus yours. We're gonna do this thing."
Well, this wasn't that bad. I actually thought Jericho actually cut a decent promo here and wasn't being annoying. This was actually Jericho we got. But I'm gonna say it again. Thank God it looks like they are actually gonna put a little bit of fuel behind this Powerhouse Hobbs run, and they should. I say again, this guy checks every fucking box. He's giant. He's fucking massively built. He can fucking move. He can talk. No, he doesn't talk great, but he can do enough. I'm glad they're doing this, even though they got him in there with Big Bill. That's fine. Big Bill over his fuck in Australia, by the way, everybody.
Good. I like him.
I do too. I really hope. I hope this is working towards bringing Enzo into AEW. I hate to say that, but I really do. I still say I think he got fucked over in a pretty bad way by WWE, and I would like to see him get a second chance. People deserve redemption, everybody, and maybe he could do a little better his second time around. So let's see. But Powerhouse Hobbs, Big Bill, this was a no DQ match. They were all over the place. They used everything, including a pipe wrench. Powerhouse Hobbs got busted open, but they did another good thing here. They made sure that Hobbs won the match in a pretty fucking decisive way, throwing Big Bill off the fucking ramp into a table. So pretty decisive win here through a barbed wire table at that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had Renee Paquette once again backstage with Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Now, Smark, I figured out who Brian Cage looks like.
No.
He looks like an actor that's in a few of these Bruce Willis movies. Let me pull this up here. Let me pull up Frank Grillo is his name. I actually like this. I like this guy. He's been in a lot of movies that I enjoy.
Did you not do a Hollywood Hangout on this guy, or am I imagining things?
Did what?
Did you not do a show about him? I think you did a show about him. The name sounds familiar to me, but
I have not. But I have mentioned him before.
Okay.
I think I might have mentioned him a couple weeks ago, actually, on something we were talking about. But give me a sec. I'm getting this pulled up right now. Ew, can't do that anymore. Okay, let's go to images. Let's go to tools. Let's do this. Okay. Pull up this picture. This is what Brian Cage is looking like right now with the hair, everything going on. Okay, not the biggest picture, but we're gonna pull it up anyway. There we go. Okay, hold on. Now I got it. This is what. Okay. This is Frank Grillo.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. He's been in he was in a movie. He did a few of those Bruce Willis movies, as I said, but he was also in The Gray with Liam Neeson. He was in that movie also. So that's him. And then now I'm going to pull up Brian Cage, and you can tell me what you think here. Stop sharing that. Let's go to here. And we go to window, and okay. And there's Brian Cage. What do you think?
I can see it.
Yep, he looks like if Frank Grillo swallowed Frank Grillo. That would be Brian Cage. But I looked at him when I was watching this today, and I'm like, oh my God, he looks like Frank Grillo. So anyway, he's got some. Actually, you know what? I know why we were talking about Frank Grillo, because we were talking about the Hounds of Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I think I downloaded that movie, and it was the Hounds of War, which is starring Frank Grillo.
There you go.
That's
6 degrees of Grillo.
Mm-hmm. That's how we brought it up. All right. We are a decent amount almost done with this. Actually, not much more to go. Timeless Tony Storm came out and, of course, put on a great performance with a great promo. She's just great. A little vulgar last night, but I loved it. I did. And
there was one line that fucking got me big time.
Yeah.
She said that she compromised Mariah May to a permanent end, which, like, if you get the reference, it's fucking amazing. But if you don't get the reference, it was like after a show, I forget what show, but they had John Cena come out and cut a promo saying that they caught and compromised fucking, what was his name? Saddam Hussein to a permanent, no, I think it was Bin Laden. They compromised Bin Laden to a permanent end. And it's like, it's the most like insane fucking reference to make in the middle of like the Tony Storm's gimmick.
You are right. Cena did say those exact words. 100% correct, sir. Good catch there. I didn't even catch that. Good catch, Mark.
It popped me hard because it was the most out of left field reference you could possibly squeeze into like 4 different, like, the whore you adore type references. And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, you just slid that one right in there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sitting here itching, dude. I had shingles last week.
Oh no.
Oh, it's the worst pain I've ever felt. It's horrible. All I want to do is stop itching. Anyway, but yeah, Tony Storm, great as always. But we did find out Gabe Kidd will be coming to Collision. So there you go. Then we had this John Moxley comes down. He screams out a promo to Adam Copeland. Jay White was down there, though, and he Pac was slinking up behind him. But he got the best of him. And then Copeland came down, and this is where, once again, I think after that, I really say this was Mercedes' best promo on AEW so far. I still say it. But we did find out that Momo Wanatabe is after her TBS title, and Mercedes is not happy about that. Then we had this Chris Statlander match with Megan Bayne. I got to say one more time, I just can't believe how gorgeous Megan Bayne is. She's so just exotic looking with the like very dark skin and everything. Just absolutely beautiful woman, though. Beautiful woman. Not what I don't usually go for the. Well, I do like the tall jack women.
Yeah, it's right up your wheelhouse. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Wait, what?
I had to go for
this
tall.
made me mad because not the match itself, but like they announced this match, and I was like, "Oh, cool, fucking Haas match. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing this." And then it was like 20 minutes of bullshit before the match actually started. I was so upset. I was like, "You promised me this. Is it gonna happen or not? What the fuck?" Because like these promo segments, the Mercedes segment, the Moxley segment, this all happened after they announced that like up next we're getting this match, and I was like, you redefine what next means to you, because I feel like you fucking lied to me. When is this match going to happen? There was also, real quick, I think this happened before the match too. They had the Willow Nightingale promo where she's like, Willow Nightingale, you've had a shit. Like she cut this promo. She's like, I've had a shitty year so far. And last week I got jumped by Marina Shafir, and that's not going to happen again. And then she just immediately gets her ass kicked by Marina Shafir. I was like,
Yep, right.
This is fucking wild segment.
By the way, in that segment, she had a Hulk Hogan back.
Shafir?
Huge. Her back was huge in that segment. I don't know what the hell.
Wait, is that why she attacked Willa Nightingale? She's got Hogan blood searching through her veins.
Oh Jesus!
Your brother. You're no real American, dude. You're going down, brother. That's how they incorporate the white supremacist gimmick into this. Is that you have Marina Shafir looking like Hulk Hogan? She's gonna have like that.
That shirt below your knees. Anyway.
Those are work boots.
Boom, boom. Oh Jesus! I did not mean to go there. I'm sorry. Anyway, and then, but the match didn't bother me. What bothered me was Thunder Rosa came down looking like she was lost. She literally looked lost. Penelope Ford was down there too. But you okay? Penelope Ford was down there too. She actually helped Megan Van win, but Thunder Rosa came down with a chair. It took her like 12 seconds to get in the ring, and then she didn't look like she knew what she was doing. She goes to hit Megan Bang with the chair, and Megan looks at her like, "What, bitch?" And Thunder Rosa goes, "Yeah, that might not be a good idea." It was a weird ending segment to this match. And then, I'm sorry, folks. I used to like.
You know what was weird about that match too was I don't know whose fault it was, but they did it during the picture-in-picture. They broke out the coolest fucking spot during the picture-in-picture because Statlander does a superplex to Megan Bane off the top rope, and then Bane catches her, stands up, and hits her with the Falcon Arrow. And this is all during picture-in-picture. Like, how did it get paced so that the coolest spot was during the fucking commercial break? Like, I liked the match, but it was just weird that it happened that way.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, right up the fucking alley for fucking AEW. I don't know. But Smark, I gotta tell you, I really liked Max Caster when he was in the tag team, but Max Caster on his own sucks.
I'm not willing to shit on the gimmick quite yet. I don't know, because basically the whole idea, he calls himself the best wrestler in the world or whatever, and then he does the open challenges and he just gets his ass kicked. It's like, okay, it's leading somewhere, but we just haven't gotten there yet. But I don't know. Like, I can see how it's not setting the world on fire for people.
Okay, you're not ready to shit on the gimmick? I am. It sucks. I am. It sucks.
I mean, 9 times out of 10 losing streak angles tend not to work. Like, we're talking about the Hurt Business a lot. Like, Shelton Benjamin could probably tell you that that's not a great idea.
It's not even that. It's just, I don't know. His promos seem they're boring to me now. It's like he has nothing. His voice kind of sounds like a child. I don't know.
I think it'll go somewhere. Like, I think he's just trying to still find himself as like a singles performer. But maybe. I don't know.
Find himself. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not digging it. Let me just put it that way. I'm not digging it at all.
But so far it has not been good, but I'm just saying it might develop into something. I'm not trying to say it's been good so far, but maybe it'll work out.
Well, I might quit drinking. You never know. I might. I doubt it, but I might.
There you go.
Then we get this Ricochet segment. Ricochet is down there. He still has on the robe he stole from Nana, which that is a very important part of this whole segment. And he's down there and he's talking shit. He's doing the Ricochet stuff. And this was not, I will admit, this was not Ricochet's. It wasn't his worst, but it was too much talking for Ricochet.
Have him on a pitch coat.
It was too much talking for Ricochet. I'm sorry, but I was actually, when Nana came down, I was like, thank God somebody who can fucking do this. Nana asks for his jacket back, his robe. And I'm sorry, but if a guy that looked like Ricochet told me to come take it, I'd take it.
That would have been wild if that. It was just like, okay, my friend. And he just grabs. It's like, you're not going to do shit. You're a bitch ass motherfucker. And he just grabs the robe and fucking takes it off.
I wish he had. But he didn't.
It's a very curious position that they're in and thing that they're doing. Because I like it. I really like that promo, and I really like the fact it's kind of weird that like they're making me care more about whether Nana gets his robe back than like what's going on with the world title right now. That's kind of weird, but at the same time, like I care about the angle because like that's the embassy robe, like that is the robe that like Jimmy Ray wore in Ring of Honor and stuff, and like so it means a lot to Nana, like in storyline and perhaps in real life too. But like they're trying to do a thing where like if you know the significance, you know the significance, but they're also trying to just not flat out right like exploit the fact that Jimmy Ray wore it and he's gone. So it's like they're walking a very interesting tightrope, and it's just kind of interesting. Like I don't want to keep saying interesting over and over again, but like it's interesting to like it means something if you know about it, but then like the fact that if you don't know about it, the fact that they're not like beating you over the head with it means like some people won't get it. And just be like, who gives a fuck about this robe? So it's just like it's very like they're walking a tightrope, but I think they're doing it well. I like it.
All right. Well, all we can do is see where it goes, and I think I did like that Nana made a point to say I told Swerve to stay home this week, so I could be in here by myself. So you weren't, you weren't expecting Swerve. You know how wrestlers can lie, but.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a little too long of Ricochet in the ring by himself talking. That's all I thought.
Mm-hmm. But that's fair.
But it wasn't bad. And we go through main event. Was Roderick? Your main event was Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. So, to be honest, I kind of fast forwarded through this match.
I was going to say, you just fucking held down that arrow button.
I scrolled through it about as fast as I am right now. We're going to get to the end of the match when Tony Schiavone was in the ring talking to Orange Cassidy. And next thing you know, Don Callis comes out with...
The main event was Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. Scene missing. Anyways, so they're interviewing Roderick Strong after the match.
Yeah, he won. He won, of course. And Don Callis comes out with what's that guy's name? Mark Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in Takeshita, and they start taking out Orange Cassidy. And here comes, of course, Kenny Omega. They do start taking out Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega gets the best of them, and there were titles held, and it was basically the show over. But not a bad show last night, to be honest. I think the last 3 weeks they've either found a new, I don't want to say new direction, or what they've done is instead of the Dark Riders, the Death Riders taking over the show and having 19 fucking segments, and I know I'm exaggerating, they pretty much cut them down to 1 or 2 at the most segments, and very quick segments. So they're giving other people more time to resonate their storylines and their characters with us, which is a good thing to do. And we're not getting 20 minutes taken up anymore with Death Riders. We're getting 5 minutes with Death Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even though people still aren't warming up to this Death Riders thing, I do see that the complaints for it are way down because they have cut their time down a lot, which I think is helping the show in so many ways. With, like I said, when you're not focusing on one storyline that people are really not enjoying, Now we get to go to these other storylines that we really are enjoying. I mean, let's face it, the Tony Storm thing everyone's enjoying. I mean, the Powerhouse Hobb things I'm enjoying. I believe you are. So there's a lot of things going on in AEW right now that are enjoyable. But if you don't give them time and don't give us more of what's going on storyline wise, it's not going to resonate with any of us. So everyone used to complain that they had no storylines. Now they got them, but it's almost like they've been rushing through them lately in order to kind of make room for this Death Riders stuff. And thank God it looks like they found a new formula to still keep the Death Riders on television, but not have them overtake the show to where it's detrimental to their other storylines. That was a way longer explanation than I expected, and I apologize.
So I wonder, but the whole Death Riders thing, and I think you're entirely right. Just less Death Riders equals a more entertaining show for everyone else,
right? Because
everyone else gets to do their shit. Did you see that it came out today, basically, that I guess the Shane McMahon thing fell through with AEW?
I did see that. Now, once again, that was the coach. I don't think he was in the meeting, but he did say that I guess he heard that Shane McMahon asked for equity in the company in AEW, but he wanted to go in and run the whole show. You know what it reminded me of when Dixie met with Paul Heyman?
Mm-hmm.
It really reminded me of when Dixie Carter, and I know that everyone already gave enough comparisons to Tony Khan and Dixie Carter, but it reminded me of when Dixie met with Paul Heyman, and the only thing he wanted was to be able to hire and fire people at will under his control.
And that's going to spiral into a whole nother discussion, but it's wild, basically, that happened, and Dixie Carter was like, nah, fuck you, buddy. And then, like, a couple years later, Bischoff basically got to do the same shit. Where it's like, you just should have let Heyman do it. It would have been a lot better. Like, I'm not saying that TNA or Impact, whatever it was at the time, could have been competitive. Probably not. But, like, man, fucking whatever Heyman wanted to do would have been 9 times better than fucking the Nasty Boys wrestling on Impact in fucking 2011.
I'll put it this way. If you wanted to know if you could compete with WWE, the only person that has the only person you could hire with the possibility of doing that is Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely believe that. But yeah, I did see that.
I just like the idea, like, that's like Heyman just be like, hey, I could probably get you Brock. You just gotta let me fucking be in charge. And she's like, fuck you, buddy. And then Bischoff's like, hey, how about Brutus Beefcake on the show? She's like, yes. Fucking, we'll give you triple what we're paying anybody else.
I can bring you Ric Flair and Jason Hervey. What?
Like, fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Let me get the brakes struck. But no, anyways, what I was wondering is, like, I wonder if, like, let's say it's true. Like, who knows if it's true or not, but let's run under the assumption that it is true, that, like, the Shane thing fell through. Maybe that's why the whole Death Rider thing has sucked so far. Is like they had to pivot because it was supposed to be Shane, and now it's not Shane. And they're once again caught with their pants down for a big angle, like how they were going to do the MJF Cole thing, and then they both got injured.
If they're and they haven't really mentioned that there's a higher power. I don't think Death Riders, they haven't, which
ow, he's fucking bit my titty. The audacity.
They've never mentioned that there's a higher power, so I don't know how they're going to work this out. So at least they haven't mentioned a higher power. Now they have to find a higher power. That's a good thing, but I don't know. But you could be right. They could have done a quick pivot because it was supposed to be a different storyline, and now they're working something different. But in any way, just the fact that they've cut down on the Death Riders has really been a very, very glaring improvement to the show, in my opinion.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah. And I mean, not that I didn't like the storyline, but I did understand where people were coming from that were complaining about it. Their complaints weren't that the storyline itself is absolutely shit. Some people, that was their complaint. There's complaining that they're taking over too much on the show, and a lot of stuff they do doesn't make sense, and they're running from everybody. You can't disagree with all that, and it's starting to make a little more sense now. I don't know how long they have planned for this, but anyway, what else?
I mean, we've talked about why it hasn't worked dozens of times already, but yeah, it's just, there's nothing there. Like, they have no real, like, definitive motive. Like, what are they about? Why do they want what they want? What do they want? It's just kind of boring.
Well, and
it's like literally Hurts and the Kid is just like, hey, we like to beat people's ass. It was like, yeah. It's like Death Rider was like, well, and it was like, fuck you guys, get out of here.
Well, when you literally, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, they're in the back doing one of their weird little promos, and you got John Moxley who's saying, now don't get us wrong, we're not looking to take this company down or anything. And then literally 45 seconds later, they ask Pac what their fucking, final goal is. And he says, to burn AEW to the ground. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Moxley just said, but Moxley said, but you said, what's happening here? What? Why? Anyway.
Listen, brother, I don't know. As of last week, it was supposed to be Pete Gas was going to be taking over for Wheeler Yuta, and now it's not happening, and we don't know what to do anymore.
Would love Pete Gas instead of Wheeler Yuta. I don't even mind Wheeler Yuta, but I would take Pete Gas over Wheeler Yuta.
My God, if the Shane thing really did fall through, they should just, like, out of nowhere, just have one of their Mean Street Posse show up with the Death Riders.
I would love that. That'd be fucking awesome. I'm serious. I have no problems with Wheeler Yuta. I do think sometimes when he's selling, he looks like Fat Elvis with that hair, but I would take Pete Gas over him any day. So anyhow,
that should be the higher power. It's Pete Gas.
Pete Gas. Anyway, Smark, we're at about 2 hours and 52 minutes. I think we've talked all the wrestling we can fucking talk. And Smark, you know what I need?
What's that?
A little tit talk.
That's right. Tuesdays. It's been fucking 2 months. Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Totally appropriate team sports on YouTube. Tits. Be sure to check us out every Tuesday. We're talking the sports, which is fucking hard right now because the NFL is off. So we're doing the best we can, motherfuckers. It's a free show. Check us out. We're talking the sports. We're making fun of Luke. We're making fun of Matt. We're making fun of everybody. Check us out.
There you go. Don't forget to check them out, folks, 100%. And, of course, you can check us out right here next Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here right back on YouTube. Check out Wrestling Outlet once again. And I will be back this Saturday. I am finishing up the Barbershop trilogy with Barbershop 3, and I'm very happy to do it. I've had a really good time doing the first two. They've been, as far as I can see, they've been very informative. I've been digging pretty deep into the stories of the movies. But we've done Barbershop 1, we've done Barbershop 2. Now it is time for Barbershop 3, the last one in the trilogy. So check out Hollywood Hangout on Mixlr for that right there. And you can find it on all the, what do you call those, podcast downloader things.
That's it. The podcast downloader things.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, whatever you call them things. I'm old. I don't give a shit anymore. Anyway.
You either just became Italian or Andrew Dice Clay. I'm not sure which. You got the fucking thing with the stuff over there. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'm not one of those Silicon Valley cocksuckers. Check my fucking thing.
Before we leave, speaking of Andrew Dice Clay, I do want to say Andrew Dice Clay ruined a generation because my daughter is learning nursery rhymes in school.
I enjoy how you're passing on your problem as though it's a generational issue.
Oh, it is so hard for me. She's sitting there going hickory dickory dock, and she's telling the real one, and I'm like, some chick was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2. I dropped my goo. I dumped the bitch on the next block. Oh, okay. So and I went and I went to my wife, and I'm like, babe, I have a problem. I have a bad problem. And she's doing all of them, and I'm like, I have a problem. I can't. It's just I'm doing everything I can not to say the one I know. And she's like, and she's doing the real Peter Pumpkin Eater, and I'm like, oh my God, stop this. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm going, Peter Pumpkin Eater, had a wife, loved to beat her, slapped her twice across the head, fucked her ass, and went to bed. Oh, end of story.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew Dice Clay ruined a generation. I am blaming it on my whole generation. And I will not take individual blame for that. I will blame Andrew Dice Clay for my whole generation being ruined. But we got some funny shit out of it. So anyway, folks, I believe that is it. But I wanted to just tell that quick story before we, since you mentioned Andrew Dice Clay. Anyway, folks, we will be back here next week. As I said, check us out, Wrestling Outlet. He is Smark. I am Boxman. See ya.
Yes.